Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome back to Drawn and Quartered, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure this doesn't start playing anything. Episode, I don't know. We're getting back to it. Drawn and Quartered. Tonight we're doing Shadow of the Conqueror. Here with me right now is Matt Cossin. Expected to be rolling in, I guess, a little bit late. A few more guests. And I guess we'll wait for at least... what do you think? 4 people to show up before we start, Matt?
That sounds good.
That sounds good. So, what are you up to, my friend? Let's see. Get this. Subscribe, like, and share. If you are new here, please do subscribe, like, share. Hit that bell button and all notifications. That's how you know you'll get notified. And if you are already subscribed, just kind of unclick and reclick that, because sometimes YouTube, when you say or do something that they don't like, they tend to shadow ban you a little bit, and sometimes resetting your notification bell does the trick. So please, would you, if you would?
Yeah, do it, please.
Is my volume like super low? I cannot hear you. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm down at 24%. All right, let's say hi to some folks in the chat. We have Amy Lester says, yay, very excited about doing Drawn and Quartered once again. It's been a long... When was the last time we did a Drawn and Quartered?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's been
so
right? long. Yeah.
Jeremiah Jones, what's
Jeremiah.
up? Lone Star Pigeon right there, representing.
Been a while.
Dumbest name, howdy do. Melissa, Amy's sister. Do what? Oh, my goodness, it's back. It's back. It's here. It's now. Fuzzy Creature says, kind of figured this would next week, but then again, artist cat herding. I know. You'll notice the only artist I herded here was Matt. Matt, with whom I had lunch this week. Was that this week? That was, huh?
I think, yeah. Yeah, it was.
No, that was last week.
No, was it the end of last week or what? Like, no, I think it was this week, wasn't it? It was like Tuesday. Was it? Or
no, it wasn't yesterday.
Oh wait, what am I thinking? No, it was. You're right. It was last week.
Friday. Right? I think it was Friday. Thursday, Friday, right. Whatever. Anyways, Matt and I went out and had hot pot. Hot pot.
Oh yeah, that's the first time I ever had hot pot.
First time.
That was good.
Good stuff.
Oh man, that stuff was
Sean,
good.
R2D2 for life is here. Vimri, hello. Jeff Potts. Dennis, the man, Parouche. And anybody else here that I missed? Shaggy Bear. Hey, Mike. What's up, Shaggy Bear?
Shaggy Bear. And, hey, Amy Lester.
Did I send Kevin the link?
Yeah. Kevin just sent me a link.
No, I sent you a link.
Yeah, but he sent me one too.
Oh, okay.
So he's probably setting up. I think he said he was setting up.
Yeah, Kevin was like the one guy that was all kind of excited to do this, and he's not.
Maybe he's getting some some hot coffee or something. You know,
maybe, or a hot pot. Is this the first post-COVID DNQ? It is, and as you can see, COVID clearly killed all of our other competitors. Just kidding.
So, hey, Melissa and Amy, the Lester sisters. Good to see you both. I kind of skipped out on my. I had missed the last 3, I think, of my live streams. I got to get back into it.
Oh yeah. Do you only do them once a week?
Yeah, I do them once a week. Usually, I do Mondays, like at 12 noon Pacific time. I do live streams, but I've been working on. I kind of took a little break because I got burnt out from drawing like nonstop for months.
Mm-hmm.
And but now I'm like back into it. And
can you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's JoJo just making the weirdest freaking sounds.
I heard that.
Anyways, welcome to the stream. Someone who hasn't been here in a very, very long time, but then again, we haven't done Drawn and Quartered in a long time either. George Alexopoulos. What's up, George?
Hello, testing.
You passed the test.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that. Jeremiah Jones, $20 says, first super chat. Thank you,
nice.
Jeremiah. I do appreciate it. Let's see if you can start a trend. George, since last time you were on, you've been like a whirlwind of activity has subsumed your life. Give us an update on what you're up to and where you've been and all the glory that has been bestowed upon you.
Glory is not mine, right? I just say I'm a regular guy who got lucky. Nothing special about me. I draw, I guess, current events strips.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I guess I'm known for nowadays. But my first love is comics, and I draw those. And I'm doing a children's book right now, and just fooling around, trying to find where the muses are pointing these days.
Right on. What's the book about? I did see some of it on A Drink with Crazy today. He did a video on it. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, well.
But I was interviewed by. Sorry, where did you see this? I could look it up.
A Drink with Crazy?
I don't know if I'm familiar.
Yeah, he's a pretty new channel. Good gregarious guy. I think his channel will do well. It's pretty small now, but it's picking up. He's hitting hard on the Iron Age.
Oh, cool.
Milieu, which I'm all about. The Iron Age. I love the whole concept, and
yeah. I mean, I guess I have no qualms with it at all. I was not formally. I didn't fill out any applications or anything, but I've worked with Razor Fist. He's great. I like him a lot, and he's a huge proponent of it. So
yeah.
I'm all for the principles, and I don't feel like being canceled anytime soon. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And if that makes me Iron Age by default, that sounds good to me.
There you go. There you go. No, Lord Nemesis, Mark Brooks, hype man. It's not a homosexual children's book. We don't bat on that team here.
That's safe to say.
So what do you know? What you have a plot, or are you just drawing pretty pictures right now?
For the children's book,
mm-hmm.
It's done. It's written and stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning it up. There's a lot of I did a lot of pencils and temporary art that I meant to fully render, but then halfway through I started doing this weird watercolor style that it's more pleasing to the eye and simpler, but my pride is wanting to get in there and really over-render stuff. So I'm trying to tell myself it's okay to just leave things in a simplified sort of I grew up reading like Quentin Blake, Roald Dahl types of books where he used very loose line work and ink work and then just splashes of watercolor.
Do you want to show any of it?
Can I?
I mean, you may.
Let's see. I would say it's probably better if people look at my Instagram, probably. Prime 85.
So is it real watercolor? Digital?
Digital.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm playing with let's see, what do I do? I'll do a pencil layer on top and set it to multiply, and then underneath I'll just do like a hard round brush with light colors like pastels, and on top of that I put a texture like fabric, and you tweak the settings a little bit and it ends up looking like watercolor paper, but really it's just a couple of layers on top of each other.
All right, this is clearly not from your children's book, but
no, not this one. No. The children's book one is probably the most recent, not the pinned.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, that's kind of the style I'm playing with now.
Nice.
It's cutesy. It's really meant to be a counter to, nowadays they're trying to like push really gross stuff in children's books and whatnot. And
I love that, man.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the sort of there's no agenda to the story. It's just a cute little mouse story. He goes on a little adventure picking berries, and he meets some people and he learns some lessons, and it's cute.
And they try to destroy him and cancel him, and
well, there are plot twists. I won't spoil it here, but
all right.
Is anyone
wearing a Roman helmet?
Oh, in the story? No. No, it's just a cute little, he runs into different animal friends and,
Right on.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's going to be cute. I think we're going to be
that's
releasing it
fun.
next month.
How are you releasing?
Same as usual, printing it from home and making the books and gluing them and cutting them. And
Goodness gracious!
Oh wow!
yeah.
Don't you think? How are you gonna sell them? Are you gonna sell them doing an Indiegogo or?
Oh, on my Etsy.
Oh, Etsy,
Or
Etsy. Okay.
I would say my family Etsy. But it's the same
Family.
as usual. It's the same process I've been doing since we've known each other. I print all my books from home, and I don't sell like thousands of copies, but I think it adds a little bit of value.
But don't
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think, like, say Tim got you on while this was for sale and pushed it, and then you got like thousands and thousands of orders? Wouldn't you be like, oh crap, I don't want to print all these?
That is possible, but I don't. I see. I'm not the best business person for that sort of thing, and I really don't want to do that. I don't. I'd rather sell 100 copies to intimate people that I know than go on big shows and sell 1,000. I don't know if
Well,
that
you won't sell
sounds
1,000 here.
but I prefer like knowing the people that I sell to. Do you know? I don't know if that sounds crazy, but like I would go on.
It's what's the word? It's not crazy. It's
I don't know, but like I don't want to go on someone's show and like take advantage of their friendship and say like, oh, I'm pushing a book, you know.
Right.
But you know, I have enough followers, I guess, that I can sell a few hundred books here and there, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. So if anyone doesn't know who George is and you've seen these on Twitter, or are you on Reddit still, or
no? I swear I would never go back. No.
Instagram, Twitter. Yeah. I don't know where else you might see Tim Pool.
Just those two, Instagram and Twitter mostly.
Yeah. Then
that's where
George. Everyone, George. There you go.
Hello.
Yep, I'm familiar with George. I follow you on Twitter.
Oh, I must have seen you guys around. I recognize the names.
Okay, cool.
And Kevin Sharp is here.
We're going to be drawing
sorry about that.
No worries. Wait, what?
I was asking, we're going to be drawing tonight?
Yeah, that's the idea. There are 4 here now. I wanted to get... Elliot's coming in, but he's bloody late.
Does he need a reminder, maybe? Maybe he took a nap?
Gary, get in here. I sent you the link. What are you doing?
Yeah, Gary, man.
Yeah,
Gary.
I'd like it if Elliot and Gary were here before we started, so that where's Gary? I just want to double sure. So they're not playing catch up. Oh wait, David Williams just responded to me. Dang it, where's Gary's thinking?
Hey, David. Is David going to come on?
I don't know. I can't. He's on Instagram, so I can't check until I turn off this thing. All right, there you go, Gary. You've got the link. We're going to be drawing Shadow of the Conqueror. George, did you have a chance to flip through the PDF?
Yeah, I'm looking through it right now. It's really good.
Oh, right on. Okay, let me. I turned that off. Now I can see what
violence.
David Williams Wednesday night. Oh shoot, he's on with
He's on with Aaron.
He's on with the Baron Earls show right now.
Except for
darn it.
Mike Barron?
Yeah, Mike Barron. He's on. Don't everybody go watch, but maybe open it up in second window if you have it. The Baron Earls show, and just so they get the views. No Elliot, no show. All right, I'm gonna mute myself. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get Elliot in here.
Yeah, give him a call. Get him on the horn. So yeah, George, it's funny. I follow you on Twitter. It's interesting to say the least to read through the comments. Very colorful comments.
My guess is you could see way more than me. I mute a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Is it like nasty stuff that you see?
I think what I do is I click on maybe your response to someone and I go to their feed and it's pretty, but usually your feed, the people are pretty on board, so it's not as ugly.
Okay.
But sometimes you get a little troll popping in.
Yeah. One of the things I learned the hard way is patience and ignoring.
Yeah. I can imagine. And in that, it's funny. Like Mike said, Twitter is pretty can get pretty ugly. My Twitter feed, my new Twitter, because my old one, my new one is pretty tame. It's mostly just art, movies, and everything. And then I got you popped on there, so once in a while get a little bit of a glimpse on what's going on in today's pop culture world, or I should say culture in general.
Yeah, I had to get rid of my old Twitter just because it was like 90% of it was a certain population of people who just had nothing better to do than give me crap for leaving their little fan club. So this new one, I've got much fewer problems on the new one.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, George, you just stuck it out with your same Twitter account, right?
Yeah, I guess my thing is blocking people, and that has probably not made me a lot of friends, but my thinking was if someone is intentionally rude to me, like
right.
if it's a mistake, that's one thing, but if they are just jerks, then I don't see the point in repairing that relationship. So
yeah,
I used a lot of blocking at one point a couple of years ago, and if they still talk about me, I don't know, because I don't care, because I don't go back and listen to any of their crap.
Wise words.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's the point? I mean, if I can't reach into my computer and slap them, so. But honestly, it's like it's just a distraction, because my thing has always been I want to draw. I'm crazy about it. I want to make books, and anything that's an obstacle to that, I have to discard. And it seems that they did not take that advice, and they're still stuck in their swamp.
Yep.
As far as I know.
Yes.
They can stay there if that's what makes them happy. I wish their happiness upon them. And
all right.
I'm seeking mine.
So we've got, I guess I'm going to be drawing and playing MC since Edwin didn't show up to do it for me. So you know what? Let's just get going. It's 7:19, so till 9, call it 9:20. Shadow of the Conqueror, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody here has gotten the PDF of the first issue, and so they can go ahead and flip through it and pick a character they want to do. I would suggest either Dalen Old, Dalen Young, or Arik, or whatever you want to do. Up to you. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, time to go.
All right, I gotta get this set up. So
I'll start on mine, and then I'll move it over every few minutes to another artist. Of course, now I have to figure out what the heck I want to draw.
Procreate, eh?
Yeah,
I've been trying to teach myself. Do you do your books on Procreate now?
I haven't done a book. I've done. Gosh darn it! When was the last time I drew a comic book? I did do the breakdowns for the BitBoy comic books, which never saw the light of day on here, but then I printed out and then inked traditionally.
Printed out your pencils?
I printed out, yeah, so I'll draw blue lines on here. Is it locked up for anybody else or just me? This is weird. I'm like locked up. And we've got a jerk monger. But yeah, I print out my blue lines onto 11x17 board, and then I ink traditionally. So
that's smart, because then you have something to sell.
That's right. And I did that before with Shadow of the Conqueror, but I did it on my old Cintiq with Photoshop. So Procreate's relatively new. I've been using it for about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Okay.
Unlike Elliot, who's been doing it for 12 and a half
years. 17 years.
17 years. Welcome.
What's up, man?
Elliot.
What's up, y'all?
Fernandez. Did you get the PDF?
I did, and
okay.
I'm wrapping up something, so I'm kind of trying to play. I'm cheating on you, Mike.
Elliot. This is Drawn and Quartered. We have to draw.
I'm excited for the Drawn and Quartered.
Yeah. Hey, Elliot.
What's going on, man? What's going on, y'all?
You see who else we have in here?
Y'all looking sexy out there. Who's G Prime?
George Alexopoulos.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I've seen all your names around. I feel bad.
George,
I haven't been very social.
What was the last time you were on? What was the topic? Do you remember?
Maybe Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, right. Matt won that one, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Bastard. Mine was so good. I'm just kidding.
So did you play like the wrestling music? We needed wrestling music.
Do we? I mean, I can do some background music.
No,
not everyone's just watching me not draw anything.
It's gonna be that.
Everyone's got blank everything for. There we go.
I'm looking at the PDF.
All right. Let me get myself together here for some Shadow of the Conqueror, baby.
I'm gonna put Kevin up there, so because he's actually drawing something.
He's actually doing something.
Brain fart. Now I just forgot what I was trying to do. Anyways, subscribe, like, and share. Let everybody know we are doing Drawn and Quartered. It's been a minute and a half, but we are back. We are back.
Does anybody know, before we continue, does anybody know how to do like reverse engineer a color into a PMS color?
PMS?
Pantone matching system. Anybody know that?
Oh, I was thinking of something else.
Probably not.
No, I have no.
Michael, how dare you?
It's the only PMS I'm familiar with.
Forget it then. All right, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, music. That's what it was. Let's see, brand. George, did you know you could put music in the background now?
On YouTube? And you won't get busted?
No, it comes with StreamYard. That might be too loud. I'll turn it down.
Yeah, I use it once in a while on my streams. Right, but I usually try to put like some type of new retro wave, like royalty-free music on. No lyrics, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got the draw along too. I don't know what's going on, but my StreamYard is super lagging.
Seems okay with me.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, George, what do you use for your software or app?
On old Photoshop and
Okay.
my little, what do you call it? Not the Cintiq, but it's like a Excel tablet that lays on my table.
Oh, so you like draw looking at the screen up while drawing down, right? Like
Yeah.
That's the way I used to do it.
I did buy a Cintiq once, but I don't like I need my hand to be a certain place, my left hand on my keyboard, and the way that the screen was oriented, I couldn't get comfortable using it. So I was upset for a long time. I paid full price for that thing. And I was like, oh, I heard so much about the Cintiq. And then I bought it, and I'm like, I don't want to use this thing. I want to use my old piece of crap tablet.
What size Cintiq did you get?
I got the smaller Cintiq, not the jumbo one. I want to say.
You don't use it anymore?
13-inch?
No. Cintiq, I think it's 20-something inch, maybe 30. No.
Oh my gosh, that's a
good
big
size.
one.
Yeah,
not the big one, the smaller one, maybe 27 inches. But anyway, it was mad expensive, and luckily I gave it to a family member who's using it.
Cool.
But it was sitting on my table for the longest time, and I felt bad. But I guess you just use what you're used to. And then I learned, and nobody cares, but old versions of Photoshop have now been deactivated apparently. So I use CS6, the old one from like 10 years ago, and I tried to install it on a new machine, and apparently the old activation codes don't work anymore.
Yeah.
So
They're
they
tricky.
force you to use CC, and I don't want to.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So I want to learn Procreate.
Yeah, my Cintiq, I went to do the software upgrade on it, and Adobe's or is it Adobe or Wacom? Wacom just shot back at me with, we no longer support that model, and like
Yeah.
I couldn't back it up to my old driver, and so it functionally just became worthless. I'm like, why did you make me upgrade if I couldn't upgrade? It was working just fine, and now I can't even use my old driver. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't
I
want to
use
give them my
tablet.
business anymore, but
Yeah. Oh, it's just garbage, man.
I don't know what to do.
And then I'm not really a big fan of freaking Apple anymore anyways, but this tablet does pretty well.
Do you use like an iPad or an actual
iPad
Okay.
Pro.
I think I have that. I don't use it enough. I want to get to know how to use it.
You just got it lying around.
No, I bought it thinking like, oh, I'm going to use it to be, I have to train myself, right? Like I can draw on the go. And I hated using it so much compared to my old tablet. And I'm like, this is just a piece of crap sitting here now, like the Cintiq.
No,
Like,
the
I'm-
iPad's come a long way. It's a great tool now.
I know. It's
What-
really, I'm a creature of habit is the problem.
Yeah. I get that too.
What I
hate
should
learning new programs.
Well, like there's real artists, like maybe you guys, and you go out and like draw your friends and draw things in nature, and you
Hell
get
no.
no, because once it became my job, I'm like I don't want to draw anymore for fun. So like I don't go on walks to the park thinking like, oh, I'm gonna sketch on my iPad.
I've never done that.
I've seen people do it and I get jealous.
You look like you're actually enjoying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that like?
Yeah, when you're drawing, it's always like, am I gonna get paid for this? You know, right? It's like every time I'm drawing, I'm like, yeah, I got to be doing something. I want to draw for fun. I used to draw in sketchbooks, but every time I'm drawing, I feel like I got to be working on something, project to get it done. So I don't have time as much.
That's how I feel. I feel like if I'm not using my time, I mean, I love the act of drawing and creating and noodling and doodling and all that stuff. But the motivation for me to do something is, unless I'm like sitting in church and drawing on my arm or something, while I'm supposed to be listening.
Yeah.
Then it's me wanting to, be productive with my talent and sort of enjoy my talent at the same time.
It's really difficult. And actually, I find when I don't care about what I'm drawing, that's when I have the most fun.
Yeah.
Like when I'm really trying, that's when I get frustrated and I end up overworking and over rendering my stuff.
Oh, that's
feel you on
interesting.
that.
Because it's the rendering that's the fun part for me. Like when I'm sitting here trying to do a breakdown and a layout, that's like the work for me. That's the hard part. And then like once I have the figure down and I'm just going in and throwing in details, dude, my brain's off. I can be paying attention to 100 different things and my hands just doing that because it's just that to me is brainless stuff.
I think
We're
I
all-
have to.
we're all different.
Well, no, I think there's something that happens mentally. Like there's baseball players who are really good at pitching, and then suddenly they can't pitch anymore for no reason. Like you get inside your own head, and there's something in the pleasure of drawing that I need to get back from the old days.
You know what's been helping me a lot is I've been doing a lot of loose drawing in my sketchbooks, but like real loose. Like I hold back on the pencil by the eraser and I just let the weight of the pencil itself kind of just glide across the paper, and just whatever happens, and I kind of build from there. That's really helpful to kind of get into like the rhythm of drawing again and the fun of drawing.
You draw from reference or just off?
No, just whatever. It's like try to just let yourself kind of go with whatever, like almost like a stream of consciousness type of kind of approach.
Uh-huh.
That's been helpful for me. I recently I've been in the same place. I was like, I hate drawing, but then I started doing some doodly things, and then eventually you start to lead into something you want to draw, and then you have fun again. It's almost like you have to relearn it sometimes.
Yeah, I got to relearn find the fun again. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I know that.
After the love was gone. Oh, for drawing.
It's there.
Also, I found for myself is if I use different media, like or different type of pencil or whatever to sketch with or draw with, and I usually been using, I start kind of like approaching things differently, and it feels new to me. So I kind of get bored with the same thing over and over.
That makes sense.
Mike, should I draw this guy in the red shirt with the tan pants? Who else is drawing that guy?
I think everyone's drawing.
Dang it! All right, can I
He's
draw
the
the
main
black?
guy, right?
Can I draw the
I'm
black
not.
guy with the blonde hair?
I was drawing the chick.
I like
The
the black
chick?
dude with the black dude with the blonde hair. Wait, there's no chicks in this book yet. Wait, come on, the one with the beard?
There's
I
no
was
chick.
going to draw the ones fighting, but I didn't know if I'd have time, so I just fell back on.
Kevin, stop it, please. It's just-
I was Mike. I'm making the character into a female for the film version. You know?
It's already gone there. Oh,
Yeah.
Damn. Oh damn! Damn!
Damn.
Who was that from?
Uh-oh.
That's
That's,
Dame Bites.
Well, I got that from Flo Evans on Good Time. When her
Oh,
husband
yeah,
died.
when-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
when
what it
James
was.
died. Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Damn, damn.
Oh,
I
right.
always felt like that was very appropriate emotional reaction to that moment. All right.
Doesn't she throw some plates down or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. Whatever.
That
Whatever
was not a
hands
good
up.
time at all.
It was fun for me.
When James died?
No, when she got upset,
Dynamite.
I was cracking up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that wicked. I'm not that wicked. Michael.
Wow. That's
All right, I'm gonna draw your black man with a cool copper and tan cloak, or what do you call that? A cloak? What is that called?
Yeah, cloaky.
Cloakish.
Robe?
Robe. Battle garment.
I don't know. It's his dress.
Wow, he's beautiful.
He's a tranny.
He was a dress.
He's beautiful. How you
Please,
say
YouTube,
that?
don't strike my channel for that.
Hold on, let me switch my.
We're
camera.
talking about cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
That's the name of a
Amy Lester
transmission
says
plane.
there's a female character on the cover of the novel. Is she not in the comic? She's not in the first volume. I removed her from the first volume, even though her chapters are in the book. I'm moving them out into the second book because she's a better B storyline in a bigger arc than she is in. So yeah, it was a writing choice.
After the love was gone.
Sounds like you had a lot of freedom, Mike.
Yeah, I did. Adapting something, particularly from a novel where, it doesn't have, like, you can't say, okay, go through chapter 6 and then just do that much of the book, because I didn't want to do, or we didn't want to do a, to be continued thing. We wanted to make a solid story break, and so that the whole first book was a contained story within a whole. And so I took out some of the chapters for, and moved them to the second volume. I actually deleted a lot of sort of the slower paced stuff. And then I took one of the tertiary characters and I blew him up into a real functional story arc for the whole thing. So the second book, I was amazed because I've been going through this. The second book, from where we start to where we end the second story arc, it's like a really solid story structure already. I mean, it's not like perfect or anything, but it's like so solid. I think it'll I'm gonna have to do moderate editing. I mean, obviously I have to take out of a lot of redundancies and stuff that's just gonna take too long. But we're trying to aim for 90 pages or thereabouts, but I'm not real strict on it.
Mhm.
So I'm just going through and making it a tighter story so that it can be told visually. And then when I get to the end, when I get to where we're at, if we're at 90 pages, good. If we're at 100 pages, that's fine. If we're at 80 pages, then I have a ton of stuff I can go back and fluff, and because I'm taking so much stuff out that I can just, it's not padding because it is in the book, but at the same time, it's not. I don't think it's necessary to tell the most concise story possible.
Always giving people, like, no one's ever complained that they had more pages to enjoy in a comic, I don't think.
Well, I don't know. I mean, even in a movie, man, it's like, you ever like Django? Do you ever see Django? There's like all this stuff happening, and I'm like, when is this freaking movie gonna end?
I remember there's a Ebert quote: "A good movie is never long enough, and a bad movie is never short enough."
Exactly. So yeah, we don't want to do that.
I see. Well, that's cool though. It's always a good. It's always a blessing to have a client who's cool with letting you pace things however your instinct says.
Yeah, and he's really digging it too. So, although he hasn't read the second, I'm up to page. Oh man, this sucks so bad. So yesterday, my computer rebooted. Was it yesterday or the day before? My computer rebooted because of freaking Adobe, and then I went to Celtex to get my script, and I hadn't saved since page 30. And I was up to page 50. So I lost pretty much a whole day's work, and I had to go back in.
Of pencils?
No, of script.
Thumbnails.
I'm writing the script.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so that was, I had a really hard time getting back into the...
That's when Mike said, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I was having some fun writing a script yesterday and doing the thumbnails. And I realized I have more fun doing that than actually drawing the story.
Yeah, because you're a storyteller.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're telling the story. It's the fastest, most easiest.
And I'm like, oh, now I have to spend 8 hours drawing the script.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm mad at myself as the writer. I'm like, this jerk made me. There's like 50 people in a crowd I have to draw.
Yep.
Man, I thought that was the only one, because I laid out a whole 50-page book, and I had such a great time doing it. And I'm like, and then I never drew it because I'm like, I felt satisfied doing the layouts. Oh, this is great.
That's the thing. You got to find a way to keep it fresh, I guess.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm doing digital, because I always do traditional, and this is like started going into digital, I think of scanning in all of my layouts and just like digitally working on top of them to kind of keep that,
Yeah.
So I hate doing all the measuring of the panel borders and all that stuff, but with digital, I use Clip Studio. I could just like lay it out real quick, just drag and drop the borders, panel margins and everything.
Yeah, I think a lot of manga artists are now moving towards that direction. Here.
It makes sense though too, because they're all about speed and they don't really go out and sell pages, original art. So it's like, it totally makes sense that they would all start going digital. It's just about speed.
Yeah.
Matt, your book is the original pages. What are you talking about?
Well, if we were smart, we'd do what Mike's doing.
Hey, you're gonna do what? You're gonna print it out? You said, Mike?
Yeah. So I'll do blue line. Well, I do blue lines. Essentially, I just pencil, right? And then I convert my pencil into blue lines, and then I print them out, and then I ink them.
Okay.
Although I am considering hiring an inker for volume 2 if I can find somebody I trust, because I could pencil 3 pages a day and then we could get through this whole campaign in like a month or so. But it's inking that slows me to a grind.
Yeah, speed's the big problem.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I always told you, if you pull back on some of the detail, you can probably make it work a little faster for you, more efficient at least.
I like detail.
I know, I'm just saying. That is the Mike way, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Sheldon says it's all about speed. Speed is the name of the game. I guess Sheldon is an amphetamine fan.
You don't understand, man.
Andrew
No,
says,
it's-
"Finally, the D&Q has come back. Let
Wait,
us all know."
What time are we
Lord
finishing?
Nemesis says transsexual energy. I'm not sure why. Okay, I already answered that question.
How much time do we actually have?
We have 1 hour and 40
What?
minutes.
I'm not gonna make it in an hour. Oh, man, I don't even remember what this guy looks like. You know?
You must
I must increase my
your
bust.
bust.
Yeah. I knew it. I felt it. I felt it coming over the horizon.
What show was that from?
That's a song from that was James. I don't know. Lords of Acid.
No, that came from an old TV show from the 70s.
And maybe, but
And it was like, I must increase my bust. So if it's a later band, they stole it from the show.
well, it happens that Lords of Acid was a group I got into when I first got into the service, and I was like, oh, who are these guys? These guys are great. They're hip. I can dance to their music. All right, so I picked the wrong side to draw the shield. All right, let's start focusing on details. Let's go. Running out of time. Come on, win it, Cletus, come on.
Andrew Hayes says, at this point, we will never see Monster Squad 2 or Lone Star 3. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, snap, baby.
Let me see if I can find it. Bloody Red Baron posted something. If my computer will load. There we go. All right, stop my screen. Present, share screen. Look at this.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, that's a monster hunt.
That makes one
Oh, yeah, I
makes
saw
somebody's
that.
mama.
And that's a Mike
monster
Barron.
hunt. Yeah, Mike has his. I haven't gotten mine yet. I don't know what that's all about. What's up, Dark Gift? What's up, peeps? So yeah. All right, let's see what Cossin's doing. Nothing, Cossin? Really?
No, I did a sketch, but I kind of rethought out the layout, so I'm starting. But I'm eating some cookies. My wife made chocolate chip cookies, so I had to have a couple. Wow, the house smells like chocolate chip cookies, and I'm like, for the apartment.
It doesn't matter what your name is. Sorry, I took the Drawn and Quartered too far.
All right. Let's get through this head too big.
Oh, Kevin.
Nice, Gavin.
Well, I'm just roughing it out right now and then slap the inks on. And
Yeah, rough, sure, whatever. Make me look bad.
Sloppy. Look at that. Look at that sloppiness, Kevin.
yes, it's awful.
Kevin, we got to discuss Classified, man.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. Well,
We got a lot to talk
Which one?
about, bro.
oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, I'm
You
upset.
upset about something?
Are you
I'm
talking
always
about G.I. Joe again?
Shut your mouth, boy.
George, what's your opinion on G.I. Joe?
That's a very general question. I grew up watching some of it. It was cool.
Me too.
I think it blends together with other shows.
Like Silverhawks and
I don't know. There was a sort of, I guess, early 90s flavor where everybody was shooting laser guns, and I don't know what show was what. Like, I used to watch the Rambo cartoon,
Oh,
Yeah,
please,
right.
man.
and I think he had a friend named Turbo and
Yeah,
a lady friend named Cat.
Master of Skies.
And I don't
I like how you're
remember if he
describing
had
it.
an animal friend.
I like that he had it was a lady friend.
Right? It wasn't Ko from First Blood Part 2. It was some other lady.
No, it was cool. He had a little ensemble. It's kind of like Chuck Norris had his own cartoon where he had his ensemble of friends too.
The Karate Commandos.
Mm-hmm.
That name was so bad.
Chuck Norris.
The outfits are so sweet though, man.
Is it
Get
really?
a headband.
Is it really? It was sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they'll never see anything like it again.
So there's a reason for that. We're letting
Yeah,
that one go.
because it was so good. It's like so. You can only look at the sun once, right? And you realize, it's too much.
That's what I said. Blinded me. No, it's okay. It's all right. You can be wrong.
No, but Rambo, there was a Karate Kid cartoon as well.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I know the song by heart, the intro song.
Of course you do.
Karate Kid. Yeah. It's really good, I'm telling you.
Sing it again. Sing it again. Come on, sing it again. Do it again.
Have you been watching Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
I haven't
watched
seen
them all.
series 4 or 5 yet.
You haven't seen, oh my gosh, Mike.
I know.
It gets intense.
I
There's
hate
a
the
battle
battle
scene
down,
in
bro.
it. Oh
I
my
haven't
gosh.
seen I only saw the first season. I haven't watched the other ones. Are they on 5th seasons now?
Is it?
I have a love-hate with
Yeah,
stuff,
5 seasons.
so.
Wow.
Yeah, there's give and take on. There's some things I don't like, but I just try to overlook it because I like some of the original characters.
And that's the thing. I really like all the characters and stuff. I just every time I watch a season and they get in those big battle royales and bust up somebody's house and stuff, I'm like, where are the police?
Yeah.
It's Los
police are
Angeles.
never
They're out
called.
busting crack whores.
Maybe.
No, they're like, busting people who sleep in the car on the side of the road somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the homeless though, they can sleep on a sleeping bag in the middle of the sidewalk and set up a lamp and a clock to wake them up in the morning. But if you sleep in your car, that's dangerous.
Oh. It's
Well,
like,
if
oh
you're-
yeah, look, check it out. There's a kids big huge riot in the school and somebody gets hospitalized and there's
Well,
no police
there's
around.
no cops in the school. Duh. They took them
Yeah.
out.
And the teachers are a bunch of wimps. They're like, I don't get paid for this. Like my old school teachers, man, they would be like go diving right into like a mosh pit of kids and be like, yeah, let's do it. And these are old guys. They'd be like, yeah, it was fun watching it go down. Like my school would have fights big time in it, and I admit I'd watch a few.
Teachers never intervene in fights. I mean, you could see how many freaking videos of kids fighting in school, although YouTube takes them down. But I've seen, slap fights and just kids getting the snot kicked out of each other in bathrooms and stuff. It's like teachers don't intervene.
Oh yeah.
Teachers never
That's-
intervene.
Yeah, but see, my teachers in the high school, man, they would get right into it. Even the lunch lady jumped into one.
What?
I mean, it was like hardcore school, man. They were just like, yeah,
There you go.
good memories.
Good
Aw.
times had by all.
When the lunch lady gets involved, it's serious.
It's for the kids. See how we went from Rambo? That's what started it. It's all the Rambo cartoons and Karate Kid cartoons.
Too much
That's
violence.
That's what gave us the guts to stand up for stuff, man.
Is
Now
that
it's
what it was?
like,
Is that what it was?
yeah, now it's just senseless violence. Before violence with the heart, violence to make a difference.
Fight the power.
What the powers that be?
Elvis was a hero to most.
But it never meant smirk to me.
No, not everybody has good taste.
Whoa. You just criticizing Public Enemy, bro? Let's get down, bro. Let's get down. Let's go.
That's why they call themselves Public Enemy. When they just dissed on Elvis, they became Public Enemy number
Oh,
one.
I forgot. My
It's
bad.
true. It's true.
My
Here,
bad.
I'll let people catch up. This is a cool thing, George, about Procreate. You can just bam.
Let me take a look. Oh yeah, yeah.
Time-lapse replay.
I do like that.
Yeah.
See, now I'm gonna watch you guys instead of drawing. Yeah, that's a really good feature. I also recently learned that you can make a stroke and hold it. You know about that?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what? Wait, so I can completely... All my strokes now look professional.
Yeah.
It means super slick and smooth,
Yeah.
perfectly inked.
And you can
That's-
like change all the angles of every... I don't know.
you make the line variants like right with one like stroke, change it.
Something. It's like with Illustrator, you have anchor points, and you can move them around. So that's an example, Mike, of what you would print.
No, that would just be. This is just a breakdown layer, and then I would do a pencil layer, and then I'd print that.
So how many layers generally do you do before you're satisfied?
Well, just that. I'd do the breakdown, and then I'd do the pencils, and then I'd ink.
Okay.
But if I could find a good inker, I might ask Walden Wong to do a test page or something. Yeah, like this, right? You drag it, and then it straightens. Oops. That's the problem, though. I get these glitchy lines sometimes.
Yeah. And it works with curved lines, too, and that freaked me out.
Oh, yeah, like this.
Yeah. I've been using the transform tool a lot with like if I want to deform a head and I don't want to have to redraw it, I'll do that grid. You hit Control T. And, get a little mesh action.
Yep.
I feel like I'm cheating, but at the same time.
Don't feel like you're cheating. You're good.
That's fine. There was a couple of times where like I challenged a political cartoonist to a drawing battle, and then he said, "All right, I choose pencils as our medium." And I'm like, "Damn!" I'm like, now I'm gonna actually have to not mess up. I've been doing digital for so long; it's like I forgot pencils.
No, it's true. I always wondered about that because I always did traditional, and I would go do digital, but I didn't realize how much of a difference there is until I watched this kid who was like, he'd been drawing on Apple or Cintiq since he was like little, and he was like 20 years old, and he tried to draw a pencil and color, and it didn't look good at all, and he was like, man, I can't do this. And I'm like, it shocked me because his art looked really good,
Yeah.
And but yeah, you learn how to hold a pen or a pencil a certain way, how to the speed of how you do a line affects because the paper either soaks it or whatever. It's all these little factors that come into play that you don't have to worry about digitally. There's pros and cons.
That's why I get uncomfortable with the Procreate or the feeling of the iPad. Like the glass texture feels weird to me.
Yeah, I use a paper texture coat, but it's like really rough, it's like sandpaper, and so it's like once it wears down, which usually takes about 2 nibs, then it's like it has the perfect texture.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm still on my first nib.
Oh yeah, you get one of those fake paper texture coats, dude. It'll eat through your nibs so fast. I'm gonna mute myself while my daughter's in here talking to whoever she's talking to.
That's right.
What are you drawing, Elliot?
I'm drawing his buddy, the blonde guy, the black blonde guy.
Oh, yeah.
Arik.
He's pretty cool. I like him. I want his action figure.
Yes, he's got a pretty cool design. I almost decided to draw him. I couldn't make my mind up. There were too many cool characters.
Well, obviously,
I was like,
the one guy's the main character, right? The guy in the red shirt.
Yeah.
So then, but you guys are all drawing him. So I said, all right, I'll switch over to this guy.
Oh, I'm not drawing him.
Oh, who are you drawing?
The guy with
Reganar.
The older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I was just skimming through the pages. So I didn't know he was a lasting character, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I was going to draw the 2 women fighting, and then I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it during the stream, so I'll hold off.
It's because you're drawing in pencil. That's why. If you were drawing with the magic pad, you'd be all right.
No, I haven't gotten fast enough yet for that. Not to mention my lines suck, man. They do not. I'm still really, really sketchy in it.
Well, you talking about in Procreate?
Yeah. I can't, man. Like how smooth you draw and how everything looks pretty. Everything's solid and refined and professional looking, and in mine it's just chicken
Really?
scratch.
That's funny. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm hoping nobody notices I'm faking everything. I'm like,
I've
ugh.
got those what you guys were talking about. One of those the paper texture things that you stick on your iPad screen.
Yeah.
But it's a company called Paperlike.
That's too
And
expensive.
yeah, I got it, and it's really smooth. It's not textured very much at all. So I didn't really gain anything by buying it. I was like, what the heck is this?
I'll be honest with you, man. For me, a lot of what's helped me in just drawing anything digitally is just kind of, it's hard at first because you always start off going to digital tools hoping to simulate the traditional process, but then I realized that it's its own deal. You just gotta succumb to its own limitations and its own benefits, and then once you accept that, then you can start moving it. And I think that, because that's what it sounds like you're still trying to hoping to feel the paper thing, but after a while I kind of started to just, I don't know, I just felt like it is what it is, and I started to kind of enjoy what it does, how it does it. But that's why I go back to drawing pencil stuff lately, like on my live streams or whatever. I'll use ink and stuff because it's almost to remind myself how to use those tools, but also because there is a difference. There is a pleasant difference. It's not even like an either or. It's just like, oh, this is like using oils versus watercolor or something like that. But I feel you though. If you're not prepared for that, it can certainly feel odd in the beginning.
I don't have a good example in front of me. The only one I have, I hope Mike doesn't choke me for pulling this up. It's not the example I wanted to use, but it's the only one I have. But anyway, it was a sketch I did.
I got you.
And look at the rendering.
Yeah,
I was trying to do on it. See how sketchy it is.
See,
it just.
Again, also what helps me a little bit in Procreate or any digital stuff is I work a little bit faster to get my lines I'm a little quicker with the line. I throw them faster. I don't get too precious. I talk about that a lot lately. I'm trying not to be too precious with my mark making. Just trying to keep it fast and smooth. But then I don't get that nice look. Like Mike gets that really super sharp, like super tight maroon look to his stuff.
Kevin, what were you drawing that for?
We're trying to move on, Mike. Don't pay attention.
We're trying to move on.
We don't move on here, Elliot.
Huh? No, I was doing it I was scooping around at dinner with my father-in-law, and I just was messing around because he's got a beard, and that was a bearded character, and he's got a bit of an ego. He wants to see himself as a god, and that in a lot of media. Yeah. He's an artist, and he really likes himself a lot. And yeah. And my fiance's in the background. But anyway, so I was drawing that, and then
my dad.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I was drawing that for. I was goofing around, and I pulled that up, and I was like, hey, I'll try this, just because why not? Because I was getting a little practice in as far as doodling and stuff. I mean, what's the big deal? It's all, my drawing was trash. I hated it. So
yeah, you're supposed to say that on my show.
No, I cannot. Like, even with the paper-like stuff on my screen, I just cannot get it as refined. So a lot of times now I just do my sketching, and then I'll go in and then print it out and do kind of like what Mike does.
What are you using for your pencil?
Apple Pencil.
No. I mean, in Procreate, what are you using for your pencil tool? Are you using?
Gelsinki ink or whatever.
It's ink. That's what I use to ink.
See,
Yeah.
I use Procreate pencil primarily,
Oh.
and it's a better tool, I think.
I'm trying to go to my
Penciling, you
gallery.
said?
Say that again.
For penciling or inking?
I'm assuming he's still talking about like the first stage of penciling. So the one I use in Procreate is just called Procreate Pencil. It's the one that comes native to it.
Yeah.
It's the basic pencil, and I think it's like really optimally organized in terms of the features and everything to just be a good general pencil marker. What's that?
Yeah, that's an example of what I'm just doing now. Like that is about as refined as I get, and then I'll just make a printout and go from there. Unless I'm drawing the monkey. If I'm drawing a monkey, then I can get a little tighter. Like I'll use this as the bottom layer, and then I'll do another layer on top of it with the inks, and then drop this out after I'm done. But it still isn't very refined. I'm really, like, when I go into color my pieces, I have to go in and start editing and erasing and fixing up lines and stuff. It's really messy.
But your pencil, when I see you draw like what you're doing there, you start off really, really loose, right?
Yeah. I not always, like,
I feel like I'm a doctor
like
trying to diagnose your art problems.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm getting a little sloppier and then not as refined as I used to be. And then, I
do notice there's some differences when I'm using a digital tool and I'm trying to make it work. Sometimes I run into a challenge here or there, but I feel what you're trying to say, though. Whatever you're doing is looking good, though, man.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It may not be what you're expecting it to look like, but it looks sharp.
Thank you, brother.
Nonetheless, right?
But like I can get into a little bit of confidence when it comes to coloring my own stuff, in terms of at least being able to understand enough of the tools in Clip Studio and Procreate that I'm confident that I can actually handle my way around that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. I'm trying to find another example to give you where I can kind of explain it better, and it's not really. I don't have a lot of the files.
I've been working on a t-shirt design this last couple of days in Clip Studio, and it's I don't like Clip Studio as much. They all have their own like special unique things. Like Clip is good for some things, and then the Procreate is just overall more enjoyable in my opinion. And I can command the shapes and stuff a little easier. But at the same time, there's some things that I love about Clip Studio that I can't figure it out right now. I couldn't tell you what it is. It's in the middle of the process. I was just like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool that it does that.
Yeah, here's a shot from the Cyber Hornets cover that I did, and it was like where I kind of had to redo this, but this is a general idea of what I was doing. Like you can see the red underneath and how sketchy it is, and then even when I go in and refined it, it's still sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I just cannot get as tight as I am on my traditional media. So I'm still learning that part. I'm like just trying to get as more control. And
there's some guys, who has a nice look. Are you familiar with Clayton Henry?
Yeah, he gets a really, really tight stuff. I mean, it's scary. Like, but his pencils are like that too, man. It's insane, like how controlled and it's pretty. It's really simple and very controlled and not simple in as far as drawing ability, but simple in the finished product. Like very smooth, very refined and very controlled. And
yeah. Well, he's really
I-
slow too, though. He's very meticulous. If you watch his videos, he's not moving fast at all.
yeah.
That's a big part of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't, for my work, I don't feel like I can afford to do that. I have to keep pushing the limit on speed. I'm a little like I'm like the loser artist version of Tom Cruise and Top Gun.
Yeah, I can't, like, I'd love to be able to be that tight and that controlled in my stuff, but there's a point where my anxiety or whatever, I get really bored with it, or I have to get it done, and I'm like, man, I can't just sit here and keep noodling the same thing over and over, or draw this line too slow, because it will drive me up the wall. I don't know what it is, so I'm in a weird middle ground with that kind of stuff.
This is gonna sound a little weird. You know who kind of helped me out a lot? Just paying attention to him is Matt Cosson.
Oh,
Like, seriously, I like watching Matt work or his finished stuff, and he's got a nice quality to it. But that's also I'm also going for something a little more like that in my personal work anyway. Something a little softer, not softer, but like more open. I like those.
sneaks up on you. Matt sneaks up on you because, like, he'll do these, these kind of anime kind of drawings during D&Q, and it's like, okay, it's got a certain style, and then he does something like there's Ghostbusters NFTs, and then you're like, where did that come from, dude? It's like a completely different style, or at least it feels like a completely different style, and it just, whoop, I'm gonna kick butt on this. Watch this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, right now is a good time to compliment Matt because he stepped away. So
yeah,
Keep my dust, losers. Oh, hey man, how you doing? Oh, sorry.
you suck, McBain.
All right.
I'm being silly.
How much time we got left, Mike? How much time we got left? Am I gonna be able to make it?
you have an hour and 12 minutes.
Still an hour? I thought I already had an hour before.
It was like an hour and 40 minutes or something.
Uh-oh. Somebody whack that bot, please, and not in the way you're thinking.
Whoa. Hey.
Oh no, do we have those infamous advertising bots or spam bots that are going around YouTube?
Yeah, it means your channel's made it.
Aw.
You definitely got somebody's attention.
So George, how much stuff are you working on now? Like, what kind of new stuff are you doing?
New. Let's see.
Anything new? I've seen you with Tim, right? Before you were talking about doing some stuff, new stuff.
Yes. Let's see.
This is a while back, though.
What was I doing since then? I mean, I was on in August, and I was still working on the children's books then, but let's see.
Nice.
I got this series called Mary Sue. I'm on issue 6 right now.
Nice.
Oh, you're still doing Mary Sue? That's cool.
Well, you see, that's the problem, is I have all these things I want to work on, and then I'll spend a few days in a row doing let's say Mary Sue, and I get really into it, and then I realize I haven't drawn a current events strip in so long, and then I don't even know what's going on in the news, so I have to start listening to the news again, and
then you get depressed.
that's the thing, is I get really bummed out lately, and I can't find anything to laugh about. So if it doesn't make me laugh, it's like, should I even bother making it into a strip? And then I get into these weird, like, what should I be doing with my time kind of thing. I want to be doing my OCs, and then I also don't want to dishonor the people that are paying me on Patreon for my strips. But, like, I just don't know what to spend my time on.
Yeah, I hear that. The eternal
I
struggle.
want to make them happy, but I also want to do my original stories.
All right.
And the strips kind of took off by accident. I didn't plan for that stuff to happen.
Well, sometimes you're doing what you're supposed to do, at that moment, and maybe things change. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know. If I have my freakouts, it'll be private. Like what should I be doing today? But I try to lean towards whatever is the most fun thing I can be working on. So if I listen to some really good music and I suddenly feel like working on cute mouses, then I'll work on the mouse book. Or the past couple of days I was doing Mary Sue and really getting into it. And the only reason I stopped today was because I had some family stuff I had to take care of. But I would have been working on that tonight.
And instead, here you are, drawing a swashbuckler.
I haven't been socializing either, so it's really important to talk to other artists and feel their energy.
I forgot, because we haven't done Drawn and Quartered in so long, I forgot what it was like to just sit here and talk about art for a couple hours.
It's good to hear that other guys are going through like all the. You feel so alone, like.
Well, I mean, it's because of the we've done. I mean, I've been doing a Wednesday night show every week. It's just that, dude. Right? I mean, like here, there's only 4 of us here, right? Oh, there's 5 of us here, but the wrangling of the cats to get artists on a show every Wednesday, I was just like, I don't have time for that. I'll sit down and I'll do a 2-hour show or whatever, and we'll just hang out. But I'm not gonna, people show up or they don't. Drawn and Quartered is more obviously focused, and we're all doing sort of the same thing. And we tend to talk about art a lot more. But all right, I'm gonna mute again. Oh wait, she left. Nobody seems to care that I'm streaming. They're just coming here. They're standing right outside my door, yelling as hell. I was like, gosh, dang it. Zippy says, wow, imagine talking about something other than crypto.
Uh-oh. Open up the floodgates.
Throwing shade. Hey, man.
Is he really though, Mike? Is he really?
He is. He's a shade thrower, that Zip.
I feel it's dark in here now.
Yeah. Yep. What are you gonna do? I feel like I'm not gonna get I feel like I've slowed down or something. Look how freaking slow. This is all I've gotten done.
Yeah, man. I can't draw all those lines on these swords. He's gonna have a generic sword. If that takes off points, it takes off points, Michael. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to focus on what I know works.
All right. I'm just telling you, Shad's not going to be happy about that.
I'm trying. I want to please Shad, for crying out loud.
Speaking of which, where's Shad at? He could maybe advertise us.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Of course, he's in Australia, so maybe time's different.
Maybe he's
last time I talked to him was about an hour and a half before the show, and he asked what time the show was, and I said it was in about an hour and a half, and that's the last time he responded. So
he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to that."
I'll try to make it.
It's a little late, a little bit.
You lose us. I'm not staying around for that.
That was the worst Australian accent ever.
Yes.
No, not yours, mine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm not great at accents.
Yeah, well, I used to be, and then I forgot how to speak. I forgot. All right, I got some stuff cooking here. Is that you, Mike?
No,
Michael.
those are pigeons. I don't sound like that.
No, I'm talking about what's on the screen. What's on screen, fool?
Oh yeah, that's my art.
Yeah, that's Mike.
I tell you what, man. I just I've been indulging in this probably too much. This just to kind of change the subject a little bit, but kind of not about talking about art.
That's illegal, Elliot. No,
I know. It was I've been watching a lot of videos on this game called Scorn that just came out, and it's a cool game, man. But I gotta tell you, it's going kind of what we were just saying earlier about being bummed out. I don't know, man. It's such a nihilistic game, and I don't think anybody's recognizing that. But it's all about like the way that some of the guys are interpreting the what the story is about, because there really isn't a story. You have to kind of infer it from the action. There's no language. There's no dialogue boxes or anything.
Oh, really?
And it's just about this guy who looks like his scales come. He's an alien being where his skin is not. He doesn't have any skin. It's all muscle stuff. But he wakes up in the middle of this world that looks desolate and post-apocalyptic for its own situation. And I'm like, ugh, this is hitting too close to home. I'm gonna go to sleep. But it's a beautiful looking game. But then it's super grotesque. So like, then now I'm starting to challenge my own definitions of beauty. Like, is it really beautiful, or is it just really intense? Is that what I'm?
My cat won't shut up. Seriously.
Wow.
I thought you had a rapper in the house.
Matt's back.
It's a West
In case
Coast
anyone
rapper.
was wondering.
Sorry.
Those
back.
those noises crack me up.
Now we were complimenting you earlier, and you weren't here to accept it. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to play back the video.
You'd be surprised.
I need it. You know, I need it. I
Put
don't
on
want to get
somebody
a
else
lot.
besides me. I'm not making any progress. So.
What?
Well, should I slow down? Do I have more time?
No. So we haven't announced it, but we're probably going to be doing trading cards. So if Shad likes some of these, maybe we can do that.
Oh, nice. That'd be sweet.
It's not really gonna draw nice swords. Sheesh. All right. That's what's up, Amy. I see you in the chat. That's what's up. You're right. Yeah, I've been fighting that doom and gloom thing for a while lately.
Hey, you know what? You haven't given us a full report since the hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's that too. Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was me going. That was me saying, you know what? This might be the last time I see everybody. Oh well. I won't have to pay the mortgage anymore. But then I thought, no, I want to live. Man, it was the one that got hurt the most was I think I talked to some of you guys. Was my cousin down south, close to Fort Myers, and he lives in Cape Coral, and he's it's like my brother, and so we were concerned for them for a minute, and then but he's sharp. He's a sharp guy, and told me some cool stories, some horror stories to be sure. But now I'm thinking, I've actually been thinking about. I can't because my wife has to finish up her time here because of her grants. But I kind of want to do the Tennessee thing, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but I can't get her to agree. I love Florida though. I love it, but but it's not Florida's fault. It's my fault for not being prepared. I hate that I'm always like I just got my taxes completed this past weekend. I'm like,
too.
Why does it take so long? And I was having nightmares about it and everything. I'm like, gosh, you're such a loser. Ian.
If I told you how much I have to pay in taxes, that would give you nightmares.
Oh God.
I just finished that this week, and I'm like, why didn't I have a lousy year?
Yeah, but it's just the times, we just gotta deal with what we gotta deal with and make it happen. So yeah, but as far as the storm was concerned, other than that sort of thing, and then with all the stuff that's happening these days, the only thing you can do is just start focusing on charity, and that really does help a lot for me. I have a lot to deal with and to work on in my own life personally, but it's like every other time this type of stuff happens, you start just. If you can take a little bit of attention off of myself, if I can do that off myself, and then maybe figure out, oh man, this other person. Like one of the things that we did after the storm, we cleaned up pretty good. It wasn't a lot of damage in my area. We had some stuff, but not a lot. And my son and I just went through the neighborhood like lone wolf and cub, trying to see if we could help people. And there was this one old lady who was freaked out by us. I said, "Do you need any help?" No. And that's all right. Settle down.
She probably thought you were a looter, huh?
Yeah, something. She's a poor old lady, and my son was like, "Why is she acting like that?" Because he doesn't get it. He's only 18. I said, "Son, it's not like a profiling thing. It's that she's never seen you before, and if she has, you're probably skateboarding on her lawn or something." I said, so now you're taking an opportunity to get to know your neighbors a little bit, and that's really like I told him. I said that's the true religion, not all the other stuff we whine and complain about. It's really this part. You know, the faith comes first, then the religion comes, and it looks like this. You know, where you're actually giving some people a helping hand, and it opened some doors. We got to meet a couple of neighbors that like we have been living in the same neighborhood now for like 18 years. And then all of a sudden, you know, we never talked to each other, and we just offered them some help with their yard, and we came by. We're planning a dinner now to get together.
Wait, how many of your neighbors do you know by name?
A handful, a very small handful. So yeah, I'm an introvert anyway. But then, you know, we can't keep talking about. I can focus on what's going on economically and nationally and internationally, but even if a bomb drops, man, I hope it drops while I'm trying to do something good, you know. And that's all I can expect, is to just do the best I can while I still got time. I know that my life insurance wraps up in a couple of years because of my health.
Wraps up.
So yeah, like, I won't have any more life insurance. So I'm like, well, I got a couple of years to make this happen. You know, what's the old saying? It's better to burn out than fade away.
Fade away.
So I'll do my best, man.
How about you, Kevin? How many of your neighbors do you know by name?
3, I think.
How long have you
3.
lived there?
Where we're at right now, 5 years.
How about you, Matt?
I try not to even make eye contact with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't live in a particularly great neighborhood right now, so.
George?
Same, actually.
Really?
I have neighbors who, if I sleep with my window open, I'll hear him talking to himself at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh God, just don't. And I see him sometimes, and I'm like, don't look at me, don't talk to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd actually like to get out of here too at some point. There's a million different plates spinning, but I'd like to head south myself.
Head south? What part of the country, if you don't want to say your state?
Where am I thinking of going?
Where do you live?
Oh, you know, I'm New Jersey.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm still in New Jersey.
Hmm.
I'm staying up late for you guys, but yeah, I would like to go south at some point if I had a choice, but not that it's necessarily any different, because I am of the opinion like you take your problems with you wherever you go. So
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever I'm running away from is going to follow me. But
So
Yeah, but
Rambo
fresh-
taught you that lesson.
Fresh starts can also help, man. That's not just.
you know, yeah,
A
it's,
change in environment can really, really change your outlook and things like that.
I would definitely like to. I've been thinking about like my family when they immigrated and stuff, and they had to say goodbye to their family and all that.
Hmm.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just me. I'd be moving with other people, so I have to convince them, and B, it's like we have to be sure wherever we're going, that's where we want to be. So I have to visit places and think about it. There's a lot of thinking. There has to be done. But
If
you know,
if you ever come to Tampa, let me know. I'll give you the tour.
I've been thinking about it. I'd like to visit Florida. It's been a long time. I'll write it down. I'll say I know a guy who knows a guy.
There you go. Hey, forget he calls himself the jerk.
Jerk monger.
I used to live down there in Oldsmar, just outside of Tampa, and I loved it. I thought it was a great area.
I feel like you guys just don't talk to your neighbors. I know a bunch of my neighbors.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're outgoing kind
Tiny
of guy.
over here. I got Don and Melody here. I got Walt over here.
Why are you doxing them?
Zach,
Don't dox
Zach
them,
lives
bro.
over here between them, and Fernando lives between them.
Now we know Fernando's
Daryl
over
lives
there.
next to Walt. David lives next to Don. My plumber Steve lives about 6 houses down, and then down on the corner of the street is Tommy. So that's all the neighbors that I know.
Now you're gonna have people coming over. Mike, did you tell somebody something? A bunch of these guys on something called YouTube came to my house saying something. My bad.
I just had a chat. I was going for, because you know why? Because I go for walks, and my neighbors coming out with today. Tommy was taking his trash out while I was walking by his house, and I just ended up talking to him for like 20 minutes.
Do you remember when I used to do the walk and talks?
Yeah.
This lady almost called the cops on me because she thought I was recording her home. I said, no.
The irony of this is that I live in California. California is supposed to be the state where nobody freaking talks to each other. And like, you guys are all in these other friendly states.
Hey, Mike. Oh, go ahead, Elliot.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Mike. There's a reason why the neighborhood we live in. I'll give you a short story. One of the neighbors that I do know by name, the only reason I know him by name is because the SWAT came after him for having an episode where he was shooting. He was shooting. He's an ex-con and was shooting at his neighbors with the pellet gun. And it actually called the SWAT, and they hid behind trees down the street from us. We were watching cops move in on them, and the guys were hiding behind trees. You could see it from our yard. So I was like, yeah, there's reasons why we don't know all our neighbors. The guy that lives... Yeah, go ahead.
We get the ghetto birds here, too. I live really across the street or across the highway from a little less friendly neighborhood. So...
That is a true story. It's like the first couple of years we moved in here, just give you an idea. But go ahead.
George's excuse, Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need to say here.
But that's why, though, because everybody from Jersey and the Bronx, they all moved down with me.
There's a lot of biomes here, so you could be driving only a few blocks and you're in a completely different town. But I'm sandwiched between many bad areas, and it's weird because I used to come from a town, like my area of town was very normal middle class, but then you would go up the hill and it's these mondo crazy mansions, huge. And then it's like you wouldn't think it's the same town. And
it's like Venezuela.
Maybe. There's no Cavellas or anything where I was from, but... And then there's parts of New Jersey that are just like hell, like connected to Philadelphia, the Trenton area.
Oh boy, it's a good thing.
Well, that part of New Jersey is so gross and so scary. There's drug addicts everywhere, and like there's no end to it. But then there's parts of New Jersey that are so nice. And it's all within miles of each other. But for me, I was driving, I think, like an hour away, and I was up in the mountains. And I was thinking, this is so rural compared to where you could go here, you see buildings everywhere. But an hour away, it's all mountains and trees, and it's like an ocean of hills and stuff. And I was like, wow, I could maybe live out here, but it'd be very lonely. And that's only an hour away. But it's the people that are the crazy ones. But I think what happens is when you have population density, that's when, by just law and averages and all that stuff. What is it?
I think it's not just population density. It's income disparity. Because like what you're talking about, you're describing El Cajon here, or not El Cajon, Chula Vista, where it's like dump. $5 million mansion, dump.
I feel
right?
like he just cursed at us.
And you get the have-nots and the haves, and you mix them all in the same because of the density of the area, and it's gentrifying. So it's like you still have the have-nots, but the haves are moving in and buying their places and gentrifying them, and then you get the have-nots kids going, "Hey, I want to have what I have not, but that guy's got to have it," and so you get the crime element coming in from people stealing from just being in the vicinity of that dude's got a Mercedes and I'm driving a 1985 Volvo. It's like
It's odd. Yeah, I see a lot of not where I live, but where I used to live. There's a lot of Teslas and stuff, and I used to drive an old busted Volvo from back like 80s Volvo or something.
Oh, the big square one.
Yeah, it was a piece of crap, but it was used. It was mine.
It was a tank. It was a tank. Those things
it's
are
beautiful.
I love those things.
But it's funny to think, like, I think the crime in our area, everything is so closely packed that the police will come very quickly if something happens. So generally everyone's well behaved. But then there's a couple of weird explosive events where, like, in the middle of the night, I'll hear someone on a megaphone screaming Allahu Akbar.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, oh God, is it happening?
It's happening.
Yeah, because I'm always, you always are waiting for it. All right, the revolution's happening. I guess I'm toast.
I knew it.
I got nowhere to go.
You get your bug out bag.
Get your pig's blood ammo out, right?
But that's the thing.
Hey, look who's in this chat.
Who's here?
Oh, hey.
What's up, Shad?
What's
Yeah,
going
we
on, Shad?
got some doodling going on here with your characters. Why don't you pop in if you get a minute? Alex Bear says, "Greetings, Shad." Yeah, so interesting stories. But that doesn't mean you can't go out and meet your crackhead neighbor. Come on. Crackheads need love too.
What are you, the Allstate guy?
They can find it somewhere else.
All right, Michael. All right, fine. I could feel the guilt mounting up on Kevin's shoulders.
All I'm saying is the crystal method ain't just a techno thing
Yeah.
around here, man.
Hey,
Crystal meth isn't the prize in the cereal box.
we
It's the
all
real
have
deal.
our crystal meth to bear.
Sure.
Isn't that how that goes? No?
Sometimes those they're not all equal, Mike. Sometimes you got some really die-hard users.
That's
Man.
the name of the game.
They finally kicked one lady out that lived around in my apartment complex. Oh man, she was. Oh man, I'm glad she's gone. I was watching the police kick her out, and I'm like, adios.
I remember when Matt was such a kind person. Look what's happened to him. Look what the world has done to Matthew.
I know, right?
I slipped the police like a $20 bill and I go, rough up a little, will you?
The old get him out of my neighborhood trick.
What was your neighborhood like in Detroit, Matt?
It wasn't even as crazy as out here. like we had one beatdown mugging, but that was just like right before I moved. So it was like, but it was like old people mowing their lawn and just clipping with scissors to make sure it was perfect on the sidewalk. And it was just like, it was just laid back, quiet.
That's crazy. When I was a kid, oh my goodness, Shad Brooks has come to draw along.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
I figured
Oh.
it in the spirit of all things drawn and quartered. Oddly enough, with the focus on, we got the second volume coming out, but I also want to be doing more projects, and I have this space opera I want to do. I've been doing back into the drawing to just get some concept visual guides for the world that I'm wanting to do. And so I was literally drawing the past few days, and look, I know I'm amongst legends here. Don't judge me, guys. Right? All right, I'm an amateur at best, but at least I can get kind of the visual look as a guide for the artists that we get working on these projects. And yeah, so I've been like, I drew this one last night, just as kind of a different ideas, and then I see Mike doing a drawing chord. It's like, well, hey, I could actually kind of join in properly.
Yeah.
Yes. We welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hey, send Jazz an invite.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I would. I just he would have no time. But hey, I'll if you could, maybe we could line something up. Who knows? But he needs
That'd
a
be
lot
fun.
of free time. Like, yeah. So don't let me detract too much. Because, like I said, look at the stuff you guys are making. Holy crap! Looks Absolutely incredible.
Look at you, traditionalist though.
Sir.
Yeah,
you're the traditionalist there.
He's using real paper.
Real paper and real graphite. Look at that.
I
So
love it.
He's old school, man. He's not just with the sword and the steel. He's got the graphite and the
Sword, the steel, and the lead.
Though I've been eyeing off a digital tablet now. It's like I might need to get it, especially if I'm going to be doing more concept work for these projects, because it'll just be easier, right? Like I was doing sketches for the concept of this project, and it'll be easy if I could just, have a digital thing where I can, all right, I want to look at different outfits, and I can get rid of the cowl and just have layers to show different outfit designs on the same model. And I was like, all right, it'll be easy if I did this digitally instead of redrawing things from the get-go each time. And so I was like, I think I need a tablet. Yeah, so what I'm looking, is it a Huion? Hey, to make it or something?
Yeah, there you go. That's a great
Good
one.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah, good price range, and it's like I heard really good reviews. People were saying they almost like it better than their Wacom.
Yeah. My brother Jazza, he gets sponsored by them, and he certainly swears by them. And so I was all right. I might
No,
get.
so he could throw you a couple free ones.
Yeah, he's got the
Maybe,
hookup,
actually. I should reach out see if they'll sponsor me, but I want to get the biggest one they have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks like your bedroom wall.
let's introduce everybody in the audience. This is Shad Brooks, Shadiversity to the layman, my partner in crime for Shadow of the Conqueror, and Elliot. You've met Shad before, right?
I have not. This is my first time.
Elliot Fernandez, Shad Brooks.
Great to meet you, Shad.
Good to meet you, Elliot.
Here, I'll just put his art up while we're doing this.
I know. Look at that. That looks great.
I'm doing my best because I love Mike and I love you now.
Pablo Romero Art says he uses a Huion. It is pretty good. And we've got Kevin Sharp. You've met. He's the one that did the illustration for the barbarian spaceman.
No, look at
What's
that.
up, sir? Nice to have you on the stream and talk to you now.
Oh, Kevin, nice to meet you, mate. And thanks for that sketch. It looks so good. So good. And,
oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah. And so you might be able to tell I'm playing with different ideas, visual concepts. And so I was thinking of going the barbarian one, which was the concept that you base a sketch on. And now I'm starting to think of doing maybe because before to capture the theme of Star Wars, I want to do low tech, high tech. And so I was thinking maybe sci-fi barbarian, because that's what Star Wars is. Star Wars actually has a lot of low tech, high tech kind of blends. And so, all right, let's try and work off of that. But, barbarians are very cool. They are done. There's He-Man is very iconic. So I've been playing with, all right, what if we did medieval sci-fi? And I've just been concepting to see if it has the look that I think would be visually distinct enough for it to work with. I'm not yet decided, honestly. Could go either way. But just concepting ideas. But still, man, that looks good what you're doing there. Look at the detail on the face. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you, brother. Let me see if I can get my camera to. I don't know.
Yeah, we might have to change our mind on what we're doing for the cards. And you may be familiar with George Alexopoulos. He's been on Tim Pool. How many times, George?
He's in the bathroom.
George.
No,
he's
muted,
not
or...
I know he's there. He's not muted. Oh wait, add to stream. That's funny. He wasn't in the stream, but his art was.
Oh wow!
I don't know how that even works.
Well, hello, I'm George.
Hey,
Yeah.
George. How are you?
George has been doing a bunch of political cartoon strips that have been getting a lot of heat out there in the Twitterverse.
We all gotta get our attention somehow, I suppose.
And Matt Cosson. Matt, were you here last time Shad was here?
No, I don't think I was able to make it. But nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you, Matt.
Yeah, I like your sword videos. Mike shared a little bit of that, where you got the garb and the armor sword reviews. I think you review movies with sword fighting scenes in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That amongst many things, but yes.
that's great. No, I love
Yeah,
sword fights.
I saw it today. I don't know how long ago you did it, but that you were reviewing the Age of Empires 2 castles.
Oh, yep.
How long ago did you do that?
Oh, that's at least a year, if not 2. It was a
Oh,
while
really?
back, but
Yeah,
they actually held up. They weren't
watching
bad. The Age of Empires castles weren't awful. They were not bad on those ones.
Yeah, I got about halfway through it, and I had to jump on and do something else. But did you ever do the deluxe edition?
No, and I know they got more castles with the expansions.
Yeah.
Didn't get around to those ones.
Well, there you go. You have content now.
No, I actually literally came back from seeing Black Adam.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yep.
All right.
We're a day ahead in Australia in Upside Down World.
Let us
so-
know. Give us
Do
a
you want to
second.
know?
Yeah.
Are you doing a review video?
Already filmed. It's going to be edited
Doing
and
one
out
right
tonight.
now.
The review will be out. So it's not offensively bad. I think people could enjoy it. It's so average, and then if you have the nitpicks that I have with it, that makes it below average for me. They fundamentally do not understand the Black Adam character, and that really lets down the film in a big way, in my opinion. You know, there are some odd choices in that film.
Do you think it matches the vibe of Shazam at all?
I mean, Shazam doesn't appear at all, which, you know, would have made sense if he did. The big failing, they didn't want to make him a villain. Black Adam's a villain. They couldn't commit to it. And I think maybe that he just wants to play a hero. And so they wanted to try and portray him as a hero, yet an anti-hero, and they couldn't commit either way because they were so desperate, like, oh, he could be a villain. And as a result, it makes him a very lost, confusing kind of character in terms of his motivations and things, because Black Adam has the potential to be one of the best villains in media, but they didn't have the balls to commit to it, and as a result, a lot of it fails. In my opinion.
I heard that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is the one who wanted him to be a hero, so he pushed for that.
Hey, hold on a second. Adam Crigler's in the chat. Adam, I threw you the link if you want to jump in.
Oh, really?
Adam,
Wow.
dude.
Hey.
That's a party.
Now
I've been
it's a
meaning
party,
to
yeah.
reach out to Adam because he said he wants me to hop in a live stream. I'd love to do that with him. It's all just a matter of timing, of course.
Everybody like and share and let them know we're on the air. All right.
Brad, do you have any did you do any videos today?
So I filmed the review of Black Adam. That'll be coming out tonight.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to get a midweek Shadiversity one out. I just haven't had the time. And this week's one is actually sponsored by Audible.
Oh, cool.
And so that one's coming out on the weekend. But still trying to keep on top of it all.
So will that be on Shadiversity or Night's Watch?
So the Black Adam review will be Night's Watch. The Shadiversity video on the weekend that's sponsored by Audible. That's coming out, of course, on Shadiversity. And it's underappreciated historical weapons on the War Wagon. So.
Oh yes, the War Wagon. That's very popular on Age of Empires too.
What's it?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on Blacklist Universe, Adam Crigler. What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Hello.
Let's give you the spotlight.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me.
All right.
I saw you guys were live. I saw some awesome artwork happening.
It's what we do here. It's what we do. Dude, I thought it was so funny. So the reason that I was introduced to Shad was a fan of mine told me that he had my book on his bookshelf.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him, and it was so funny the other day because I tweeted you, or I texted you. I'm like, yeah, I did New Spring, and then you're like, what? I have that.
I was like, oh, hey, I read that. That's you. You did that. Yeah.
Which is funny because Shad didn't know I did that, and when
I didn't.
Live stream like 2 years ago, I told him that, and he like dropped a brick. It was so funny.
I know.
Yeah.
I freaking love Wheel of Time.
I was pretty hyped. Wheel of Time might be my favorite book series I've ever read.
Oh, you're a man of culture and taste, sir.
Sword of Truth was really amazing. What else was really good?
Would I make you really
maybe
jealous?
when Patrick Rothfuss finishes the third book, maybe I can.
Oh yeah, the King Killer Chronicles are so good.
Yeah, anybody know about that? I mean, is it?
Dude,
It's
like
just... Shad, I know you know it. You got his books behind you.
I got his leather mounts over here.
Two of them anyway.
Yeah, I just started it actually.
Oh, that's funny.
And
I
then-
feel so honored to have like there's some amazing artwork and.
All right, let's get you out of there.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a little self-conscious over here. Look at this awesome. What is this character that you're drawing over there, Kev?
That's Reaganar.
Reaganar.
Yeah. I haven't been able to go through and really read anything just yet, so yeah, I'm a little down on the not up to speed on the names, but yeah, if my camera would stop potatoing, I apologize, everybody. it was doing good before, and now it's going.
It's nervous.
Absolutely bonkers.
It's nervous, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably from having everybody having a good time, and I'm not used to that. So.
Wow. No, that's amazing.
Let me see here if this helps. There we go.
There it
There we
is. Wow, yeah.
So,
He looks like he's about to take someone out.
Oh man, I feel like such an amateur here drawing my dinky little sketches. Of you guys.
Yeah,
Can you pop his up?
Back up.
Wait, that's great. What do you think? You don't even want to know what I would be capable of doing.
I figure
Right-
if it's
right up
enough to
pencil, Adam.
convey the concept. So what I'm trying to do with this one is medieval sci-fi, and so low tech, high tech, and so he actually has a synthetic muscle suit underneath his surcoat, right? And so that was what I was trying to go for there, and his belt is actually projects the shield that covers his whole body.
Cool.
And it's got a power sword thing, and I've just been trying to concept different ideas and put them together, and. I'm not sure it's got enough tech. I'm thinking it's too medieval. But anyway, I'm doing sketches and I'm collecting reference material to give a guide for this world that I'm building.
I love that. It's great. Yeah, Shad, I read the first edition or the first episode of the Shadow the Conqueror. Incredible.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, thank you.
Really is good. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. That Mike gave you a copy of the Enemies of Self one, did he?
Is that it, Mike?
Yep.
I'm not sure. But I wanted to ask you, the novel.
Yes.
Is that the whole story?
So it's a standalone with sequel potential, and so
Okay.
there's a very distinct kind of conclusion to the main story that Dalen goes on in this. But I left the door open to be able to continue it because there's a bit more that I want to write with Dalen and his journey. But because it had such a distinct ending, I was happy to let the book rest before going on to the sequel right away, and I'm working on other projects. But I do very much intend to revisit it, and it will ultimately end in a trilogy. But if you read the book, it has a very kind of distinct close to one of the main aspects of his journey. And I found it very
dropped
satisfying.
so many seeds.
Yes,
know?
there are.
Wow.
Because I do
lot.
have. Dude, thank you. That means the world. I do have big plans for the sequel, and I already have things in place. And there's a character that appears in the graphic novel, who isn't in the novel, but he will appear in the sequel. And so there's a couple of little Easter eggy kind of things there.
Yeah, I was actually explaining before you guys got here how we had to take the first part of the book and sort of blow up Reaganar as a tertiary character to create this through line so that it was a self-contained story, right?
Mhm.
Adam, you said that it's like it left you wanting more, but it did feel like a self-contained story, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it's the story of him being reborn. The one that I read, that him realizing it's like, how did I? Well, I don't know if I want to spoil it for people because it's really good. It kind of reminded me of the Stormlight Chronicles a little bit.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, see, I love Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah,
and
me too. He's fantastic.
And so with my approach to Everfall is that I wanted this to be something very original, where the world building just go nuts. Like, it's fantasy, so why even put it on a planet? Let's have it in a pocket flat universe with a loop spatial curve and all that stuff. So let's go nuts with it. And I wanted a very hard magic system. And a lot of that is inspired by my love for Sanderson's works, because I love his hard magic systems. And I wanted to push it even further with this one, so I went all out. which is funny because the book I'm currently writing is a far more traditional medieval fantasy with lots of like very like medieval history kind of inspired. But I am looking forward to that next book as well.
And they tapped Sanderson to wrap up Wheel of Time, which he turned the last book into.
I was so grateful for that too, because I was reading, I think, the 7th book at the time when Robert Jordan passed away, and I was so bummed because at that moment, you know, this not all the books were out yet, right? So in my mind, I'm like, great, this amazing series I'm super invested in, because it's like 1,000 pages each book. I'm in the 7th book. I'm like, oh man,
you just read a library. Like,
yeah. Oh no. And I had already purchased the 8th book too. Like I was like excited. And then of course Brandon Sanderson did such a fantastic job. And then knowing that Robert Jordan wrote the ending himself, it really felt like it too, because Robert Jordan has a way of writing, and Brandon Sanderson is also very distinct in his own way. So, you know, it changed a little bit the style of reading the books. But man, the last book, I feel like I almost wish Brandon Sanderson kind of made it 2 books, because he definitely could have, because with so much stuff that happened at the end of that book, or that last book, I just wanted to keep reading it.
You know, I had dinner with Robert Jordan.
Did you?
Yeah, back when I was working on New Spring. He was out there for San Diego Comic-Con. And then we met up again when he was doing a book signing. And I asked him if he would sign the pages that I was doing. And he's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And he gave me his address and told him to send them to me, or send them to him, because there were so many. And then, like, the next week, I hadn't sent them yet. And the next week, he made the announcement that he had that terminal blood disease, and I was like, "Oh, there's no way I'm sending these pages."
Yeah.
So grim.
Hey, by the way, yeah, that's rough though.
Yeah, but yeah, it's too bad. I mean, there was hope there for it, because he was like getting help from the Mayo Clinic, and they were trying some experimental stuff on him, and it looked good for a minute, but then yeah.
Now, who's Jerk? Who is this? That's
Jiggity Jerkmonger.
Jerkmonger.
Elliot Fernandez.
This is really cool watching you work.
Hey man,
Jerk.
thank you very much. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah, you definitely have been. Is that an iPad Pro?
Yep. I'm working in Procreate on the iPad Pro, and
Cool.
with the Apple Pencil 2. I'm using. I don't know. I answer these questions a lot when I do my live streams on Instagram, but yeah, I'm like, well, how do I answer it now?
You do. Yeah.
But
Thanks
it's a great tool. I've been using it for a long time.
Clearly,
Well, not that long actually, right, Mike? You were joking earlier, but it's only been a couple of years that I've been working on the iPad, but I do enjoy it.
I don't know. I've been using the iPad for a couple of years. You were on this way before that.
Just a little while longer than you, but I did convince you to get it though.
Yeah.
But look, I did the sword, Mike. I did it.
Yeah, I didn't do it right though.
What? Seriously? I thought it went pretty good.
Tell him, Shad. Get him.
Alright.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Wait, that's not Dalen's sword. Okay, never mind.
It's not Dalen's sword. So he's doing Arek's sword. Arek does have a kind of sweat. I have a sketch. Oh man, this is such an awful sketch. But all right, let me.
Well, this is an awful sketch too, so let's figure it out. Let's get it all worked out.
Your sketch rocks, man. Oh my goodness! All right, let me dig it out.
Let's figure this thing out. It's a complicated concept from this angle, but I just going by what I saw in the comic book there.
I'm not even sure Mike did the set.
You did fine.
Because your sword, it wasn't an important thing to be exact about. Because it wasn't exact to the one that I originally did. But like I said, he can summon these things, and he can summon any really design he wants. But let me pick out the one that I actually had. It's in...
Well, I'll redraw it for you if you want. If it gets on that... No, I'm just kidding, Mike. Just to show Mike the truth. His fault. No, I'm just kidding. Gosh.
All right,
calm down, Michael.
Shad,
Calm down.
Shad does that. I was asking everyone earlier, How many of their neighbors do they know by name, Adam?
I only have one neighbor,
Really?
and I actually don't know their name because they don't live really. I kind of live in the middle of the forest.
Oh wow!
And
That's
I
fun.
moved here.
So your neighbors are like Thumper and Bambi.
Yeah, seriously, there's a lot of frogs around me because I have a river that my property is like right on. So I know my neighbor down the street. There's only like 3 houses near me, and everyone kind of sticks to themselves, which that's fine. But I know one of my neighbors. So I guess that counts. So one. But I don't have many. So
Mike was guilting us, so you're next.
Adam, do you know George?
George and I have never met, but I am very, very aware of George. I share his stuff. He's an incredible artist. I've been following him
we've
for quite
passed
some
so
time.
many times in like proximity, probably, but I keep missing you.
Yep. So
We'll talk sometime, probably.
Yeah, I
George,
hope so.
Adam George, I have officially introduced you.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Hey, Mike, is my screen acting wonky again?
Let me see. Oh, it looks great.
I keep trying to share, and then it says it's not.
It's looking good, man. Looks great.
Would you be mad if I went to sleep earlier?
No, George.
All right.
Your life.
So I'll just zoom out real quick, and that'll be my thing for the night.
That
Wow,
looks
what do you think,
Oh,
Chad?
that's
I want
fantastic.
to honor you guys. Thank you for
Awesome.
the invitation. I hope your book does really well.
Thank you.
It's
And,
fantastic.
Nice.
I hope I get to talk to you guys again sometime.
Right on.
Good talking to you, George.
All right.
Take
Good
it
night,
easy,
guys.
man.
Good night.
Good night, George.
Thank you. I
Looks
appreciate it.
amazing. All right, so don't judge me, guys. This was just rough sketches I did, okay? For a concept of the first cover. This is what I sent the cover artist as a concept for him to build off of.
I love
And
Oh, sweet.
You should
And
have just stayed with that style.
no. And look, I repurposed assets to composite the whole thing. The background's from a Magic the Gathering card, and so
I recognize that actually.
Yeah,
I might have that card.
it's for one of the land. But so you see, this was the design of Lyra's sword. It's a war sword, but with a swept hilt halfway, even though it's dual-handed. That was the design for that one. But the design for Arek's sword I actually have here. It's pretty awkward. You can't really see it. It's got a single cross guard, and
Okay.
it has a loop, a ring around the blade. And these are connecting points to the ring that's further up the blade. It's like a second position up. And then it has sweepings that cover his hand. If you can see that. And
Whew, so I'm far.
I did not see that before.
I don't think I even sent it to you because it didn't matter,
well.
but I did actually have a design for one of RX swords, which is here.
Do you want me to make it matter, Chad?
Here is
You know, you can make it matter. It'll mean you have the more official depiction of RX sword.
You know, there's something about
No,
knowing
no,
that
no.
when I read one of these comics, or read your books, and you describe a sword, I know that it's going to be a quality sword that would probably be realistic in every way, as close to realistic as possible.
Yeah, thank you very much. I try. And look, that's
No,
a
it's super
perfectly
real.
fine design, right? What that you have there for Arik.
That's the
It's actually
reference I'm
not
using.
too far off either. And I'm,
You know what, Michael? I think it's a little far off, man. Not gonna lie.
you know what, Elliot?
It's
good.
close
I'm
enough, man.
I'm just saying, you know, maybe
Okay,
maybe you
yeah,
can
yeah.
reference my drawing next time.
Yeah, all right. All right. You're right on that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elliot. So glad you could be here.
Mike, hey man, hey, I'm just saying. You know. So I kind of got that now, right? Do I got the idea there? I got the second ring, but I think I got extra stuff.
Yeah, let's see yours again.
I'm going by memory.
Where is it?
That music is I've heard it before online.
Oh, you erased everything.
Yeah, because his was a lot simpler.
Oh, yeah.
There's still a flare that comes off the bottom part of it, but I have to reimagine it again.
I was trying to get Kanan on here too. That would have been a cool, like, both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he no respond to me.
Yeah, his cover is awesome.
Yeah.
Something
Adam
like that.
Staring.
I'm very intrigued. I've never been artistic in this sense. You know, I'm more of a musician. Yeah, that's more my art. I've
Yeah, you
never
can
been
you can
skilled
write a
with-
theme song for Shadow.
Yeah. It's very cool. My mom was, and my sisters. I have a few sisters that are incredible artists.
Oh, really?
My mom worked with H.R. Giger in the 80s when she was in college, and then Keith Haring as well. She did an internship with him. And she's an incredible artist, and I didn't inherit that gene.
That's cool, man.
Was it a little scary being around Giger?
I personally wasn't around him, but she has some originals, and they're freaking really cool. Some of the stuff that she has.
Wow,
They're
originals,
actually
man. What'd you say?
They're possessed.
They're haunted.
Oh yeah.
All right, where do I put the other stuff, Mike? The swirly things.
You don't have the.
I didn't
Have the
snapshot.
lower ring is what the higher ring attached to.
All right, so
That's
there's another
pretty
ring.
close. There's a loop that comes from the
Here.
crossguard and covers
Here
the
we go.
knuckles, called a knuckle bow.
Is it this
Apparently,
right here?
we have to provide his reference for him.
I don't know.
Oh, I see. Well, I kind of. Okay.
You're pretty darn close. There's one on either side, and then there's also two in the middle that kind of connects it. So if you look
Give me right here.
yeah. So I'm not sure if my mouse appears, but yeah, there's a connection.
Oh
there.
yeah. Okay. So I have to make the top loop a little bit more narrow. Okay. Let's do that then. Something more like this, and then we come over with this. And we erase. It's not going to be the cleanest now because I'm sketching it in the ink stage, but it'll work.
Well, hey, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. It was a pleasure. Thanks for the invite, Mike.
Yeah, Adam.
Just
Thanks
wanted
for
to pop in and say
Adam.
hi. Yeah.
If you want to set up a time, I'd love to hang out and chat sometime. Just let me know.
I'll send you a message.
Yeah, it's always difficult to because I'm so unorganized, right? And I just get out and I see Mike is streaming and say, hey, I've got time. I've got in between stuff, and so I jump on. But we
Okay.
can try and schedule it.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you.
Hey, Adam, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
Mike,
you
I want to
guys.
get you on the show as well.
Absolutely, anytime, man.
Okay.
That'd be great. Everybody, Adam Crigler, thank you for stopping
Woo!
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Thanks for
We
having
really
me.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. Yo,
by. Everyone
I'll see you guys
follow
around.
Adam if you're not already. Adam Crigler on YouTube.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Deuces.
Bye.
Night, buddy.
All right, who are we highlighting now? Actually, maybe I could show mine. I haven't shown mine in a minute. I always never show my stuff.
What?
Like when we were doing Drawn and Quartered and stuff, it was like I would never
Yeah.
show my stuff. I would always like cycle it through everybody else's.
Yeah, because you were manning the controls a lot of times,
Yeah.
too. So.
I was going to say I don't remember it that way.
Edwin's not here.
That's it. That's why. All right.
Last couple times Shadows on, Edwin was reading chapters from the novel.
Oh, look at you, Michael. Look at you still. It's all done.
There's
Look
something
at
wrong with
that.
that eye. This eye's too big. This eye's too small. I don't know.
Well, that's what the transform tool's for.
I know.
Do real quick.
So what programs are you guys using with your sketching?
This is Procreate.
Procreate.
Clip
Yeah.
Studio for me.
It's on the iPad, and it really makes things pretty easy, especially when you screw up.
Because my default, I like Photoshop when I get my tablet, but is there any better ones for like Windows?
I used Photoshop until I was saying earlier. I went to update the driver on my Cintiq, and Cintiq said, "Oh, we don't support your model anymore." And then I couldn't reboot my old driver onto it, and so it became a paperweight. Like, damn it! And so then, rather than buy another tablet, I just went and bought an iPad.
Yeah, Photoshop is still the top, the industry standard in terms of illustration and stuff. But some of these programs like Procreate, they really come along. Well, Procreate was great when it first came out, and it's gotten better since. But it's not as robust of an application as Photoshop is. Photoshop is definitely meant for a computer and the processing of a computer. Whereas on a tablet like this, like an iPad, I feel like Procreate and Clip Studio is the one that has the most. It transcends all the tablet versus the computer. So when you're talking about getting the Huion, it's called a pen display, and that's going to rely on your computer to do it, which is fine. It's going to work just fine. But if you want to go more portable, something like an iPad, these programs like Procreate and Clip Studio are excellent for that. Clip Studio is closest to Photoshop, in my opinion, in many ways, but I think there's still a couple of things that it doesn't do as well as Photoshop. I come from a graphic design background, and we used to use it a lot for developing T-shirt art and mapping, creating screens for T-shirt printing. And you can do that better in Photoshop than I can do it anywhere else. But that being said, if you're just drawing black and white comic book imagery or just sketches, some of these tablets are amazing. Even like the Samsung tablets are really excellent for that kind of simple type of work. I'm using another tool now called a Supernote that does some pretty cool stuff too. But it's a different type of device for the different purpose.
This is really kind of silly, but the one thing I really dig the most, and I'm sure it's on other tablets, but dude, the light pen, I love this because you can just
What's that?
The light pen.
Oh, I've never used that.
What?
I don't have a.
Yeah, it's the coolest.
I've never seen that either.
What have you used it for?
I've used it for all kinds of crap. I mean, obviously not comic pages, but when you're doing coloring and stuff, and and then also like flame.
Hey, Mike, I've got mine up if you want to see.
I'm doing mine. Like,
okay.
So you can do like flames. There's a brush.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, when you do a lot of coloring,
that's cool.
You get into this stuff. It's like.
That's a really good tool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it does all kinds of cool effects, man.
Yeah, let's see what Kevin's doing on his.
Oh, I was just.
Kibby.
There's one of my monkeys. I don't know if you can shoot it. Kind of getting blurred out here. Or bleached out. But yeah, that's all this from the. Yeah, exactly. And then, all the stuff on the sword is like that. So you can get all those effects on it.
Yeah, without having to, get your fingers dirty with India ink.
But you're thinking about like a Huion is excellent too. That's a great tool for that, especially if you're working on your PC for that type of artwork.
All right, sweet. So yeah, Huion, like I said, that's what I'm thinking of grabbing. But seriously, thanks for the advice.
Sure.
But it sounds like what I was planning might still work. Just go for Photoshop, Huion, something like that.
Yeah, you're getting the pro advice here, man.
Yeah, sorry for being wordy. Yeah, but I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, he reviews stuff too on his Instagram. So
it's also because I'm always trying to find a newer tool or something that's going to assist. And I've been really getting into. I've been doing pencil reviews, guys. Pencils. There's a whole world of pencils out there that I never even knew about. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's fun.
All right. Well, crap.
It's almost time.
We have
are we
10
past the
minutes
time?
left. 10 minutes left.
I think
Really?
I'm pretty close, man.
I mean, it's supposed to be a 2-hour competition.
Well, yeah, but you know,
We got to kick out the cobwebs a little bit.
I know.
It's been a while.
Man, I feel like I've slowed down so much. We used to do so much in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Chad, have you ever watched a Drawn and Quartered before?
He also went to the bathroom.
Chad.
Oh, me? Oh, I thought you said Chad. Chad, have you watched a Drawn and Quartered? I think I catched the tail end of some a while back. I don't remember too much though.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a while, so it's like we're out of shape.
We're like fat artists. Put down the Twinkies, guys.
Don't remind me.
Pick up the pencils. Trust me, man. I'm every day. Every day, I'm like, why did I eat that Krispy Kreme's donut last night? Why did I do that?
I know
So
why.
delicious.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Well, delicious, mate.
it's no bueno for me. It's no good.
Man, I haven't had one of those in a while. Those was good. It was some good stuff.
I wonder if anybody in the chat has determined who the winner is, and I hope it's Shad.
Not a chance.
You never know on Drawn and Quartered.
I don't know. Where's Matt at? I don't know. Kevin's is pretty dope, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Oscar P says Shad's lost some weight. He's probably the skinniest in the stream.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's getting back on though. Been a bit lazy lately, health issues and other things, and so.
Yeah, how's your health, man?
Oh, it's always up and down. The doctor's basically ready to diagnose me with actual chronic fatigue syndrome. And their surgeries haven't stopped it. They helped a little bit because I have sleep apnea, and so the assumption was the chronic fatigue comes from the sleep apnea. But hasn't resolved it, and so I was like, no, this is looking like it's actual. The syndrome just wants to rule out everything, so there's been lots of tests along the way and stuff. And once the diagnosis happens, it's more a matter of finding a way to manage it. But that's kind of like what my life is anyway, and it's just weird how it works. Because I keep my brain really stimulated through all my work and interests and stuff. And so in terms of keep myself productive, it's fine. It's physical exertion when it really hits me. And it's frustrating because, like, I shoot medieval longbow, right? And this is
like a very heavy one.
yeah, 110-pound bow is what I'm up to now. And
wow,
so it's like weightlifting. It's serious work, and so my body still has strength. But I picked it up after a while just the other day. I did 2 draws on it, and my entire body just shuts down. My legs are getting wobbly, and it takes me a day to friggin' recover. And it's
man.
And I could still draw the damn thing, and so I didn't lose the strength. It's just the body becomes fatigued and just doesn't want to move. It's just no, it's weird.
Yeah, I get fatigued too, but that's because I'm 51 years old, and that's just age. That's me. I'm getting up there.
You're still pretty.
So have they? Have you like gone dietary changes and stuff too? Or?
Yeah, like I at my heaviest I was like at 112 kilos, and so I got pretty big at one point. But then it was really weird. I don't like to credit myself with all the weight loss because something weird happened. I lost my appetite, and I just didn't have the hunger impulse to keep eating. And whenever I looked at something that was unhealthy, I would feel a bit like gross in the stomach, like almost a bit nauseous. And the only, and I think honestly, I might have been a result of my body just saying, "All right, it's gone too far now," and and I started to feel a bit sick whenever I saw unhealthy food and stuff, and so I ended up putting myself on a diet without even realizing it, only eating a meal replacement shake and one other meal, and I lost like 22 kilos.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I actually lost a good chunk. I got down to about 90 kilos, and
saying kilos. I don't know what a kilo is.
Strange Americans.
How many pounds are in a kilo?
Yeah, we're Americans. We don't know what that is.
But that hasn't cleared up the fatigue either, and even after losing weight, and it's weird, like, of course, my appetite's come back since, and now I'm putting it back on, damn it. But I did lose a lot of weight, and it didn't resolve it, unfortunately. It's just...
Did you,
have you tried beet powder?
No.
Oh, that sounds good.
Beet powder opens up it dilates your cardiovascular system, so your veins widen so that you can get more blood and more oxygen to all of your tissues. So this was actually discovered by the dude who invented Viagra, and Viagra was actually a side effect from this discovery. But I can't remember what the actual active part of the beet powder, but it's beets, but you can't just sit there stuffing your face with beets all day. So you can get beet powder in it. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for energy. It's good for just overall health, because that's what your body needs to cell repair and everything. It just needs maximum blood flow. So, and that's good for other things too. Maximum blood flow.
Did they recommend possibly like a CPAP machine for you or anything, Shad?
Oh yeah, they tried that and didn't fix it. In fact, the CPAP machines made it worse. They were awful for me.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I think partially is because it looks like my fatigue isn't a result of sleep apnea. In fact, my sleep apnea might be a result of the chronic fatigue. Yeah, so I tried a whole heap of different things, and they did not work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, my wife has been struggling with that for years herself, with chronic fatigue. It's tough. It could be tough.
How does it manifest for your wife? Is it
she in her case, they're like I assume you're alluding to that there are different types of manifestations but for her it's just like she just encountered it this past week, and she hasn't had it in a long time. It doesn't happen all the time. She used to get a lot of B12 shots frequently to help mitigate the effects, but what she experiences is just she can sleep all day, and it usually just results in rough productivity, but which is difficult for guys like us because we're trying to create stuff and trying to make stuff, build something, and I struggle with it now myself, and I don't think it's that though. But I'm sure it's because of the diabetes and things. But it's definitely a challenge. But she's had it for a long time, and she's wrapping up her teaching degree. I mean, she's
good.
It'll give you trouble a lot, and then I believe you won't see it for a while, and then it'll come back again based on stress. Stress is a factor too.
That I've noticed that as well. At times, it seems to go into like a slight remission, and I feel pretty good for a couple of weeks, and then it can just come back with a vengeance. You're just like, oh crap!
And then you have to watch Rings of Power.
Oh yeah!
Yikes!
That might have caused
Exactly.
Yeah.
I never made it past episode 2. I just couldn't.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. Yeah.
I never made it past the trailer.
Yeah, I'm getting past that point now where people say, "Well, you got to watch this if you don't." No, I don't. No, I don't have to watch it.
Yep. You don't need a taste of turd to know it smells bad.
Right?
Well, here's a funny thing, Shad, and I know you'll think I'm an idiot. I enjoyed She-Hulk up until the last episode.
Yeah, same here.
I knew it was stupid, and I understood it was stupid, and I didn't disagree with any of the complaints anybody had with it. I agreed with them, but still.
Trust me, like I get people when they like bad things. I really enjoy the Fast and Furious films, and they're awful.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong to enjoy stuff that you know is bad.
Yeah, like I like Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Matt, stop.
I
You like
know
him.
Is
that.
bomb.
You don't have to convince me. You don't have to explain it. I know, but
Yeah.
you know, he took my eggs. I just like
Lord have mercy.
Oh, that movie is that was legit.
Oh man, I'm about to say pencils down, but I just need to throw in a few more lines.
You don't have the heart to do it, right, Mike? We don't
Are
have
you
any
gonna-
pencils.
I'll clean this up.
I do.
Oh,
Are you really gonna do it?
Sorry, Kev.
I was gonna add something, but I won't add it if you're gonna do it.
Do you want me to add time?
No, but if I thought you were, I wasn't sure if you were gonna pull the trigger yet, so I'm
right,
not gonna
all right.
bother.
I didn't really get to finish my sword, but all right, pencils down.
Oh,
Oh, he did it. No, he didn't.
I finished my
Sorry,
sword,
sorry.
but I don't think it's the right sword though. I think I still messed up.
Do we have anyone in the chat who can make the poll?
Jiminy Cricket was there before.
Jiminy
Oh,
was
that'd be-
there? Jiminy,
Jeff
Cannot
Fox-
include- It's illegal to include me in the poll. I did not enter at the right time or anything. And I'm not even on the set. No, so don't include. Seriously.
Jiminy, if you're there,
Excuse me.
if you're there.
I think Jeff
Oh,
Potts
Jeff
put it together.
Potts did it. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you, Jeff Potts.
So we'll go
Good man.
through. Obviously, everyone, you can see Kevin. Do you want to zoom it out a little bit? And
Kevin!
can you?
Yeah,
Or-
that's a little. It's hard to do
Look
with
at that.
my camera set up. But
That is
anyway.
the second best drawing of Rhaegar I've ever
I agree.
Nice, Mike.
For just under 2 hours, that's probably is the second best.
Yeah.
I wonder
I'm
who's
joking.
the first best, Mike.
I'm fairly certain I'm the only other person who's ever drawn it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, there you go.
All right.
Congratulations, I'm second.
Nice.
The bad news is there's only two. There's only two.
All right. Here's mine. I didn't quite get to finish, but it is what it is.
Nice.
Looks good.
That looks great.
I like how you're using that gray underneath, like if it were a Sharpie or a gray Copic or something.
I made it. I used the airbrush tool, but I made it small, so it was big, like almost like a marker. So it was like,
Yeah.
it gave me options.
Because it makes it look finished when we all know it's not finished.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I was going for. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice
All
job.
right, and now we've got Matt Cosson.
Oh,
I am not finished either. I just got my roughs down. You know.
wow. Are we that out of shape with this stuff, guys?
No, right?
Well, I did get a phone call, so I had to take that
I was
for a little
close,
while.
man. Another
You were
30
also-
minutes I would have had.
He was also chomping on cookies.
Yeah, that's true.
Silly rabbit.
He was juggling. He was working on a Rubik's cube. He's like,
I had the cookie challenge, you know. I mean, the temptation.
Yeah.
oh, we don't have George's. We don't have George's to show.
Oh man, well he did show the. He did
His was
screen
pretty
capture.
great. His was pretty great.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
this is pretty dope. I wonder if he posted it on Twitter or anything.
Oh, I recognize that tune. Man, it's so. I freaking love it, man. I would rock to that as a kid all the bloody time.
All right, next up we has the Jiggy Jiggy Jerkmonger.
No, that's Kev Hulk.
That's Kev Hulk showing off his Thunder Cat.
So here's my iteration.
Look at you.
Ah, that looks great. I love the expression on his face there.
I think I got the costume close.
Yeah.
Man, that's really good. I like the strapping on his arm with the kite shield. That's
Yeah,
actually- Were you copying Mike though?
yeah. I said, how did Mike do this? All right, I got to figure it out. Mike's my inspiration. What can I say? Yeah, this is the face. And the...
Oh,
No,
look,
that's
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
And the sword. I'm not sure I did the sword right either. That's pretty. I think it's off, but there's something I'm missing there. But it works.
That's
for now.
sweet.
That's actually pretty darn close. If you just add a couple of sweepings, like which cover the knuckle and hand, you would be pretty darn close there.
All right, I'll work it out. I'll get with Mike later. We'll figure that out.
I think Adam's still listening because he just sent me George's. Hold on a second.
Oh, like a screenshot?
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Stop screen, present, share screen. I don't have to say it out loud, but I do. And George Alexopoulos.
Woo! That looks good.
Awesome.
There we go.
That
Cool.
looks great.
A sword of light.
Well, it looks like Dalen, when he's just summoning Imperius later in the book, it's not really a massive spoiler, but he learns that he can actually dematerialize Imperius into light and absorb it, and then he can summon it out in a burst of light, and it forms. And
So someone read the book.
Oh,
Bonus points for that artist.
Very, very nice. And of course, we have Shad Books. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. The beginning of a sketch of a pose.
Started another one.
I'm not even sure you can even see exactly.
I can see it's a female.
Outline.
Yes,
It's
it's
female form.
See a nice
So,
little hip action there.
I already have a male concept to show some of the sword out, like things like, all right, now I need a girl to show some of the female outfits, what this world concept would be like. And so, yeah, just going to be a standard sword pose where it's going to have the sword in front of her like this. And yeah, anyway, so that's my beginning of it.
All right, Adam desperately wants to see who won, so let me click results here. And drum roll. Oh, wait, no.
Wait a second.
With the draw along.
Yeah, because draw along first.
Draw along. I forgot about the draw along.
Yeah. It's
All right,
been too
everybody,
long.
we're going to go through the draw along. Please go vote. The vote is in the chat. So please do continue voting while we go through the draw along illustrations. If I can find them. There they are. They're in the Blacklist Universe Discord. Let's pop these up and share my screen. There we go. So first, wait a second. Today? No, wait, that's way back in August. Oh, here we go. We got two illustrations. One from Thunder Rat.
Oh,
That's great.
Hey,
I recognize that name.
Right.
Yeah,
That looks really nice.
very nice.
Very good.
Vote like the wind, says Jeff Potts. And then we have one from Amy. Aww.
Very nice, Amy.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice, Amy.
Horrible as ever.
Oh, another one just popped up.
Oh, well.
It's animated from Honey.
Oh, nice.
Very nicely done, guys. Very nicely done. All right, do we want to do a vote, or we'll just say they all won?
I think they all won.
They all won. Fantastic work, everybody. Let's make sure.
They all won.
All right, here we go. Live results. Let me give this a refresh. Make sure we're not losing anything. Oh, boy. In 5th place. Okay, Shad didn't get any votes like you asked, Shad.
Good.
5th place, Mike. I drew the book. I better win Miller.
Oh.
In 4th place, Kevin the Birdman of Drawn and Quartered Sharp.
Wow.
I was robbed.
He was robbed. I gotta admit.
In 3rd place, Matt. My neighbors are generally insane. Caution.
It's true.
That's the peanut butter
right.
medal, as we have
It's
dubbed it
true.
on this channel. The silver medal goes to Elliot, the infamous
Elliot.
Woo!
Fernandez.
Right.
Yes,
and
sir.
he who is not here gets the gold medal. George, angering woke Twitter one cartoon at a time. Alexopoulos, congratulations.
Yeah.
Woo!
Here. Strider says they were all good, honestly. Absolutely.
Oh,
Thanks,
you, Strider.
Strider.
Appreciate that, man.
Austin says, I didn't know about this draw along. Now I wish I did one. Well, what do you guys think? Should we get back into the groove of doing
Yeah.
Drawn and Quartered?
I like
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
All
I
right.
We
need
should
it.
make it only 1 hour and see what we could do. with just
1 hour drawing.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or we
we
can
can ease into
alternate it
that.
a little bit and
Maybe like an hour
build
and a
our
half.
skills up.
Maybe an
All
hour
right,
and a
if
half.
you guys are,
Then, you know.
you guys are in the Discord, if you're in the Drawn and Quartered segment, then start, making suggestions in there. Gary Shipman said, "Did I win?" Gary,
I think you did.
You
Gary.
get nothing in
You
like.
did once. I think you're spoiled now.
Gary, you could have won. Gary, you really could have, but Jiminy Cricket says, "Bring back Drawn and Quartered." Yeah, this was fun. So I think, go to the Discord. Somebody dropped the link in the description or in the chat for the Discord, and in the Drawn and Quartered channel, just make suggestions for next week's show, and we'll have a cool topic for that. Maybe it'll be design Shad's next character for something. What do you got, Shad?
Well, I mean, there's this space opera I'm working on right now. And so I get the concepts out and maybe a design brief or something. I'd love to see some work, because also what that would be actually is to take the to not reproduce any of the concepts, but make your own version of a character of that universe, right? With your own blend of medieval and sci-fi. I would freaking love to see. And so I'm actually going to be doing a live stream tomorrow, talking all about it, talking about this.
What the heck?
This space opera I want to do. It's going to be my intent to dethrone Star Wars. That's what I'm going for. It's going to be a Star Wars inspired something that's not been destroyed by woke crap. Something that we can really love and enjoy. And so part of the stream is going to be breaking down my plan of attack, really, like all the things what makes Star Wars good, how I'm approaching it, a lot of the world building elements. I want to share the sketches. I also have like a concept piece that I wrote, which is 2 chapters, which I'm not going to use, but it really helps illustrate what the world is like in terms of the tech, but it doesn't reflect the aesthetic I'm going for. And I might read out those first 2 chapters on stream as well to give people an idea what their appetites of what I'm working towards, what I'm planning to do. And yeah, so that's going to be a live stream tomorrow, and I'm going to try and do it maybe around 10 for me. And so that's like 5, wherever you are in your time zone, subtract 5 hours, and that's what I'm planning on starting tomorrow.
Awesome. Wait, which is this live stream for Night's Watch?
Yeah, I think you can do it on Night's Watch.
All right. Am I coming?
Do you want to come? I mean, I'm going to be blabbing a lot though, and so it's going to just be rambling, and I don't want you to just be sitting there awkwardly while I'm just talking constantly about all this crap.
No, go ahead. I just, we wanted to do that other one for just to promote the crap out of the book. So
we do. So we can schedule something like that as well, because you saw the email. We're going to try and extend it a week or 2. So
yeah. If they get back to us with the good news, right?
hopefully, because the campaign's tracking great. How it's tracking at the moment, it doesn't look like we'll crack the 400K with the time we have left. And so
it does. So
you reckon we will?
On a campaign like this, there's a sort of a run up towards the end where a lot of people, for some bizarre reason, wait until the last few days or the last day.
Bizarre, really?
Buy, yeah. And so that's why you see all the algorithms when they do the tracking. It has this like lip at the end where it just kind of shoots up. So right now, Backer Kit has us tracking to do 457,000.
That would be phenomenal.
Right.
I don't know. That could be wrong. So
yeah. Oh no. Yeah. This isn't prognostication. It's just it goes by like how all other campaigns tend to do, and so that's how it runs that algorithm. So I mean, we could just totally drop the ball, stop pushing it at all, and only just make a few more $1,000. But if we've been maintaining just like over usually $3,000 to $4,000 a day is like a low day for us. So we've been really killing it on this, and the more every time you put a little commercial at the beginning of one of your uploaded videos, we get a freaking big pump. Today I noticed we were like really slow, so I did another email blast and an update, and we got that up again. Dude,
Really?
The email campaigning on this has been really helpful.
That's awesome, man.
Nowhere near as helpful as you doing your videos, obviously, but you know.
Every build helps. Like that's
right.
great.
Everything helps. So yeah, I mean, if we can get that extension for a couple weeks, we might get somewhere near 500,000. That would be
insane. What I meant, like, my goal, I want to crack 400k, and look, I don't know. It's I love Brandon, but man, I just want to beat White Sands. I don't know why. I just
absolutely.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's not a competition yet. Still, there's just that thing like, wouldn't it be great to be White Sands?
Yeah,
It's
it
the
is a
competitive
competition,
spirit,
Chad. Everything's a competition.
Iron sharpens iron.
That's right. All right. Well, Elliot, how do people follow you? We're gonna wrap this up. How do people follow you, my buddy?
You guys can all follow me over on Instagram under Elliot Fernandez _art, or you can just type in Jerkmonger and I'll be there. And I'm going to go ahead and post this image to help you guys out. See if it can give you guys get closer to that goal. And also, over there you can watch me. I haven't been in the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to catch up on some work, but you can watch me working on my graphic novel called Doom Kicker, and I do that 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for about an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. But other than that, just follow me there for whatever is coming up. I post very frequently, and then you can go from there and see what else happens.
Awesome. And yeah, if you're here and you're new, please like, subscribe, share, hit that all button on the bell, because if you don't hit all notifications, YouTube's not notifying you of anything. I don't even know why they bother having that option. Matt Cosson.
Yeah, you can follow me on YouTube as well as Twitter and Instagram, and also I'm doing I did some NFTs for Dragon Guild, and you can see my screen. You can see a sample of some of the Dragon Guild NFTs. They're dragon handlers, but you can pick those up, and I will drop a link to the Discord if you want to check out the Discord.
Is that showing up for anybody else? It's like blank for me.
Is it? Let me see.
No,
I'm still
my
sharing.
screen art is acting weird today.
Let me see. I'm gonna redo it. Let's see. Here we go. Share screen. Here we go. Is it doing it now?
There you go.
Okay, there you go. So you can see some of these are the Dragon Handler NFTs, and there's a couple just of the framework of these guys. But yeah, these gals, and then I'll put the Discord link up if you want to check those out. But I do a live stream. You can watch me draw every Monday at 12 noon. I missed a couple, but my draw streams, you can watch me do comic book pages and draw live and chat, and we have some fun doing that. So yeah, but check out the Dragon Guild. Here's the link I just put up in Discord.
All right.
So yeah,
Discord is
thanks
in
everybody.
the chat. Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, everybody. You can catch me. You can check out my book. Well, you can check out my artwork at KevHulk73 on Instagram, and some the other social media platforms. And of course, there's Dragon Guard. We're gonna close that campaign out shortly. So, the in demand anyway. And you can check that out, Dragon Guard on Indiegogo. We just passed 57,000.
Dragon Guard looks friggin' great, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. It's if the people out there, if you don't know, it's a love letter to like He-Man, Thundercats, Conan, Dungeons and Dragons, all those cartoons and things of the 80s. I'm a big fan of, and I kind of lumped them all together. And it's not a direct ripoff, but it's definitely a love letter and a homage to what I loved about all that stuff. So,
and you're getting real close to finishing, right?
Yeah, we've got a few more pages of colors, and then we can jump into all the lettering and all that good stuff. So, not much longer now. And again, I apologize to everybody with my health issues for the slowdown, but I wanted to let you know I want to make this just look awesome. And thank you everybody who went out of their way to support it, and I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother. Shad Brooks, why don't you tell us a little bit about this fancy book of yours?
Well, I think everyone already knows. It's got pretty awesome. That's phenomenal, and it's just it's gotten me really excited for future projects. Volume 2 and the space opera, and if we can push it even further, I might even be able to also start producing the superhero ones that I want to do as well. If we can really push it, I don't know where it'll land. I am kind of hoping we could get it over the 400k mark. That would be amazing. And I'm really excited to everyone just also to get their copies as well. I spent all day, and when I say all day, I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, worked until 10 a.m. at night, finalizing the spines, the back covers, and everything. And so they're basically done.
Oh, for the leather.
Yeah, the leather. Those were tricky. I needed to get Nathan working days on producing vector files for all the the emboss and debossing will be to try and get them all the information. But I think that's done as well, and we're pretty darn close to sending that all off. And I'm hoping to get some samples then printed for us. And if I could get those in hand to show them off before the campaign ends, we might not be able to do that before it actually. But if we extend, we might be able to pull that off. And that would be amazing. That'd be really
cool. And we just announced that all the leather-bound books are going to be gilded. The pages are going to be gilded, so they're going to look like highfalutin leather-bound books on your bookshelf. Mm-hmm. And announcing here tonight, we're going to be doing a few trading cards as a special thank you to everyone who backed any physical tier. So you might see some of these illustrations from tonight on some special playing cards or trading cards.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We'll hopefully we can pull something out for everyone in regards to that.
I think we can get it done in time. That's the issue is printing them and getting in time. Yeah. So let's give this a refresh. Someone said that we're at 3:35. So
awesome.
Close.
3:75. Let's go. All right. Well, again, thank you for everybody showing up. Thank you, Adam Crigler, for popping in, George Alexopoulos, Shad Brooks, obviously, and all my esteemed guests, and every single fan who comes by to spend your Wednesday evening with us. Thank you so much. God bless everybody, and we'll see you on the next exciting episode of Drawn and Quartered.
Word.